Sorry, I feel like a retard. My mic was off.
Ah, alright.
My bad.
Let's, you can see my screen, right?
Yep, I can.
Okay, let's get it started. Okay.
So,
At the end of the thing, oh shit. The end of the thing, it's gonna be up on YouTube in like a couple days, so you can watch it again if you ever need to see anything.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm playing my weakest role, which is top. So I figured that would be like the best place for me, because I'm a real supportive player, I guess. So I like to provide for my team, but every time when I play top, I just feel like I don't. I guess, if that makes any sense.
So what this demonstrates is this is what a player needs to know. So, like literally what you need to know. When you want to play League, you want to learn how the game itself works before you start picking the champions that you want to pick up. So it's good that you started out with the support, you work your way like kind of like the bottom to the top, bottom up. If you learn the bot lane, you learn that there are things that you can do, such as map control. You learn if you play AD carry, you're gonna learn positioning. If you play mid, you're gonna learn roaming, effectiveness, hard carry. Jungle is decision making's not the most mechanically efficient role, and of course top lane is you don't not only learn how to like farm, but you also learn how to like teleport. You learn effective trades. This is like a solo lane that's different from mid. There's a reason why they don't call this like the secondary mid lane or whatever. You learn how to become a frontliner. Now,
Yeah.
Nasus is a simple champion to pick up to learn the game because he's really straightforward. Just Q deals damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing hard about him.
I always try to freeze the lane at my tower, so then that way I'm always safe from jungler ganks, because with Nasus you kind of bleed if someone ganks you. So
Yeah.
he's good in the 1v1, but just like when he's in a 2v1, he has no escape except for flash. So I mean, eventually at the point you can 2v1, and they need to send two people up to stop you. But it's either Nasus or Vlad are the two champions I play the most in top lane.
Mhm.
Just because I feel like those champions are straightforward.
Yeah.
And
That is a fine pick, but the higher skill cap is the trading, because you have to actually micromanage your health, and this is a thing that like I learned, and a lot of higher tier players have. It's what separates the bigger Vlads from the lower Vlads, just knowing your limitations on what Vlad can do with his E. It's specifically his E, because his E has his E's, the calculation on it. It's very different.
Yeah. Like I was gonna pick Vlad top in this game, but I just decided to pick Nasus just because since I'm facing a Sion, there's no way I'm gonna even have kill pressure as Vlad, and I try to always pick like Vlad into like a melee or something, so I have that kill pressure. But Sion is so tanky that it will always just be a wet noodle lane, I guess you could say. So I just felt like Nasus would be a more solid pick. So.
Now, knowing that, okay, so here's the thing. Your reasoning isn't wrong, but there is a better approach to it. So, yeah, Nasus, because what you see is, okay, he's farming, so if we're not going to kill each other, how about I farm too? But here's the thing. If you're both farming, that means that your goal as Nasus is now not just to farm, but to keep Sion from leaving the lane. Because if you're sitting up there and focusing your attention on farming, that means he could be like, you know what? This is boring. Maybe I'm just gonna TP out, or maybe I'm gonna roam myself down while you're sitting at your tower. And that's the thing when you freeze your lane at the tower, it's a problem, because if you freeze your lane at tower, you have to make a choice. If Sion responds to your freeze at tower by leaving the lane and assisting a team like a 5v4 skirmish, you have to teleport. And if you teleport, well, you're not walking down, and two, you're dropping CS. So you have to make a choice. Now, this is the thing. If you chose Vladimir, sure, you won't be able to kill, and you might be pressured against Sion, because Sion has the ability to, possibly kill you. And you do outscale him at 9, but you still can't kill him, and, you farm and stuff. But you're able to utilize that farm in an offensive manner. Whereas Nasus is, well, you will utilize that farm in an offensive manner, but the time that it takes for you to use it effectively is longer than that of what Vladimir can use. Vladimir can, TP down, throw down an ult, and that, that amplification of the damage is a team-wide thing. Vlad is a team character. Whereas Nasus, you run flash, you run ghost, doesn't matter. The upper people run Ghost because he's scarier. He's a bigger threat with Ghost. That's all. He's just a threat with Ghost. I still recommend Ghost because when you take Distortion boots, when you upgrade your boots instead of Home Guard, take Distortion. Ghost goes on a shorter cooldown, so you're probably able to use Ghost twice before you can use Flash. Twice, Flash once.
I've actually tried Ghost and I've tried Flash, so I have tried both. I just feel like it's Flash for me personally. It's like a personal preference.
If you like it, don't change it.
Yeah, I like it better just because if I'm facing like a carry that's I don't know what the carry was in this game. What was the carry in this game?
It seems that you gotta when you're playing, right? Press tab to check for information. This should be like a natural thing. Like every time I play, right? Like you want to tab to check for information. You don't just check like. A lot of people just tab for APM and stuff like that. Like they just spam the tab button. But I literally just look at what I have for information.
I did at the very beginning, but I can't remember in this specific game. I'm sorry.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, Ghost was what was prevalent in most times. Yep, this is right. These are the runes. Yeah, like you usually want to just follow Champion GG's runes.
Yeah.
Like the runes are pretty much accurate. It's just AD. If you want to follow Sir HC Easy's version, HC Easy runs more cooldown heavy, but he plays Nasus in a very passive aggressive manner.
Yeah, I've always watched him play Nasus. That's what like inspired me to play Nasus with Search as.
Yeah.
And he has tried Ghost and he's tried Flash. And
okay,
I personally
this is important right here. So you notice that he's Mia, right? And he's not in lane, which means that he's doing two things. One, he's either leashing or he's killing a camp. So in response, you gotta push the lane. Your goal is not to freeze it. Like I know you're supposed to farm and stuff, but your goal isn't to freeze it against someone like Sion who can hit level 2 TP to lane. Your goal is to drop him from losing. Like he will hit level 2 no matter what because he does the camp. You can't stop him from doing the camp. Like it's not possible for you to stop him from doing the camp unless you divert all of your attention to stopping the camp. This way you set him behind, but you also set yourself behind. And so stopping him from doing the camp is out of the question. So what can you do instead? You can shove the lane. The reason being is because the 6 creep waves here plus 1 for the next wave, total of 7, grants you level 2. If you kill these 4 and you kill the 1 creep wave that appears next, because this creep wave is coming, which means that his creep wave mirrors yours, so it's coming. So if you kill all these, you kill 1 more, you're level 2. He'll TP to lane, he's level 2. You guys are even. So he doesn't have that skill. He doesn't have that skill advantage.
I believe I start pushing the lane actually. It's at some point.
Yeah. I mean, like, eventually you do. Eventually you do, yeah. But, like, as soon as you recognize, shit, he's not here. You should do it.
Yeah, the hard
push. It should be instinctive, yep.
Yeah.
I like how you're using your Q correctly. That's fine. I mean, there's not really, how am I supposed to say you're using your Q incorrectly, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
I missed that backline CS right there, too. That was a misclick. My Q.
Yeah, I'm like this is all about you CSing.
Yeah.
Like that, there's nothing I can say. Like, what am I supposed to say? You can hit that better, like right? Like I'm not actually supposed to.
Exactly.
This is just like all.
It's a farm. It's a farm lane.
Yeah. Okay, so here, actually, this is actually on you right here. This little part right here. Hold on. I backed up a little too far. Your mouse movements are moving in between the minions. Try to control your character by putting your mouse closer to him. This is what we call direct input. Like it'll take some time getting used to it, but like eventually when you do get used to it, it's better. Because when you're maneuvering, if you're moving your mouse if you're putting your mouse closer to your character, it means you're controlling your character more accurately. Like right here, yeah, that was close enough because you're in a narrow space. But in wider spaces like this, instead, Alt, print screen, paints. Okay, that's good. In wider spaces like this, see you're moving here, right? Theoretically, if there were another minion here, or no, let's not use that color. Let's use this color to illustrate it. Okay. Theoretically, if there were another minion here, because this guy walked up, he's fucking crazy. Anyway, if there were another minion here, right? You would be clicking here. You clicked here. This would mean that your pathing would be like skewered, And that's bad because if you see this minion lowered, and you clicked over here, you move your mouse all the way back to get your pathing, like to reset itself, turn around and kill this minion. It's awkward as heck. Whereas if you
I've actually realized that too.
Yeah.
And it's only the top lane with. I suffer from that.
Actually, this is actually prevalent. This is a game knowledge thing. This is where it comes to not. It's like it's basically like you can apply this to every lane, even in the mid lane itself. I'm trying to picture a mid lane right here. If you're in that position, mid lane's a little different, of course, but you can apply the same thing. Just clicking closer overall, it makes you control your character more.
So try to click closer to my minions.
No, not to your minions. To your character, to your champion.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
I mean, clicking here and clicking here, you're still traveling in the same direction. I mean, it's not gonna. Yeah. So if you're running away, clicking here is fine, but you know this thing is in the way. So click here, click here, click here. Because auto pathing is not perfect. This is called like clicking farther away from you. This is called riot coding. Okay, and if you click closer to you, this is called your coding. You overwrite riot's coding by clicking closer because if you're constantly clicking closer to you, you're making new paths every time. You get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So if there, like again, theoretically, if there's a minion here and if you click very close to yourself here, you can maneuver your way around through this minion properly without touching its ass and like screwing yourself over to get this minion. This is just a general. It's general. Like you can apply this to every lane, every role, including jungle itself. Like when you fucking path through yourself. To the next area. It's not as effective when you're running in a straight line, because it's a straight line, but it's more effective in close combat. Like right here, you clicked back when you could have actually clicked forward more. And then by the time the movement has already registered, and I can tell by your ping it's not the best, So by the time this movement's already registered and you register the next movement to click this minion, it's too late and kaboom, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. So you have to cancel that. You have to cancel your auto attack movement by clicking, left down here once and up down here again to negate the previous attack move command. Because if you actually walked towards where the dead minion was, you'd be in a position in which Sion could harass you for free. So this is just a natural response. You probably didn't think about it, but like you did it instinctively. But that's exactly what just happened right now. You kind of following me?
Yeah. Oh, I understand completely.
Yeah. This is what we call direct input. It's a Korean mechanic. A lot of Koreans do this. If you ever watch All Stars 2013, I believe it's 2013. No, 2014. It's when Faker, SKT, and all that. Okay, hold on. It's when he was playing Orianna versus OMG's Xiang's Ziggs. Oh, that E was not necessary. Now, this isn't prevalent to Nasus because you've got Flask and everything, but 1, keep your mana above 50%, and 2, use your Flask stacks before you use your health pots.
Okay.
Yeah. Keeping mana above 50% there's a good reason why you want to do that. Is because when you get ganked, you use the other 50%. If you're under 50%, it's harder for you to do your things because you run the risk of running out of mana. So keep it above half so that you can use the other half. It's like the emergency kind of thing, It's like when you drink. It's like when you drink water. You kind of like that's a bad example. It's like in a fucking earthquake, and then like after the movie San Andreas or the day after tomorrow, you have an emergency water supply. Use it when it's time for the emergency instead of like drinking it all at once. Oh, you haven't warded yet. You pushed up here. You should have warded like I would ward I would board the river, not the tri-bush, the river, and I would just play defensively towards. I would play defensively upwards. The reason why you want to play upwards is because. Oops, why did I paste that? Okay, so first is you ward the river. Now, if he comes through try, he would have to go this way. But if you're standing like close, you want to manipulate. This is called bush manipulation. You want to stand right here, in this vicinity, like right where you're standing. Like this is a little over. Like this is fine a little bit, but like just in this area in general is where you want to stand at most times. If your river bush is warded, if your tri bush is warded, you can stand a little bit closer down. Now, let me explain why if you have your river warded, you play up here. Because when he goes through the river, you'll catch him, and you're up here, which means that all you have to do is run back. You run through the bush. You run down. That's a natural response to run away. But what this does is it forces him and it forces the enemy jungler to commit more time to walk towards you. So if they're spending more time walking towards you, they're not dealing damage towards you. So by the time maybe say you make it to this bush and then finally the jungler gets to you, under normal circumstances, if you were here and you were running down, you probably would have taken this distance worth of damage already.
Yeah.
So what this does is just it's a defensive way to play. And the whole point of playing Nasus, is to not die, but you don't need to kill, but just try not to die and farm. That's it, right? So what better way to play defensively than to hover around this bush area? And second, when I said the other thing was warding the try, well, by the time he enters the try, basically if you can stand here, because if you stand closer to here, it takes you longer to get back to tower. Standing here when the try is warded is fine because you can run back straight. It's a straight path because it's a pretty long time for them to travel through the try and get to you. And then the other thing is the next time you back, make sure you do purchase one ward and one pink ward. And then you can keep your trinket, but you'll upgrade it later. But one ward and one pink ward is necessary. And on your next back, I'll explain why. Let me just let this lane play out. So there's no gank happening because you want to pay attention to how your opponent moves. So he has 3 Doran shield 3 pots and a Doran shield. This is a health regen based Sion. Instead of going flask, which is actually the most optimal start for level 2 route. Level 2 jungle camp clear. He chose to go Doran shield for the safety in case that he died. You should have pressed tab to check if he actually died or not. It's not as important, but his death adds time because it takes time for him to respawn and shit too. So just keeping a track of he's dead. Okay, I should push because if he's not dead he should be purchasing. If he wasn't dead he would be purchasing pots and just TPing straight to lane. Which is why you want to push the lane. But since he died, you still push the lane, but you have spare time to do more things. Anyway, so he started Doran shield, which means that he's going to be regenning HP and he's going to take less damage from your autos and he has more base HP. Yeah. All these things just from the Doran's shield. What you also know is that once he runs out of health potions, he has no way to recover his health other than his regen through the item, but he also has no way to recover his mana because you have a way to recover your mana. So by making him expend his mana, also known as attacking the mana, you force him to back because if a gank comes and he's out of mana, he can't do anything. He's gonna have to commit too many resources, such as walking up and autoing, to get an assist from the jungler if the jungler actually has hard enough CC to kill you. And then also take note of the fact that you also have your own flask to sustain yourself, so you're very very heavy on the sustain plus the lifesteal, so you're okay. And then at the same time you also got your flash. He probably has flash too. Doesn't matter. I mean, you flash for his flash. It's okay for the trade. And then use your E. Okay, so your E is actually being a thing. Just don't try not to use your E too much. It's not. There's no point. You're not trading with him with it. You didn't hit him when that E came out, did you?
I'm not for sure actually. I don't think I did. I think I was just trying to shove the wave.
Yeah. So you didn't need to do that. It's only so much. You want it. I know you want to shove the wave, and that's fine and all. But you didn't really need to use the E because it's not necessary to use the E.
Yeah, I just wanted to reset the wave, right where I just wanted to shove it into tower so that he wouldn't freeze it, because I would get screwed pretty much.
Well, I mean, you can rely on your base autos. I noticed you don't auto as often. Like earlier when you were supposed to push the wave, right? You did it. You only autoed once or twice, but you used your Q most of the time to make up for it. You can auto too. It's okay. The other thing was when. There's this thing called change in psychological pattern. Basically, if he's playing passive and using some of his abilities to last it and stuff, and he's playing scared, then suddenly he starts switching to an aggressive pattern. You notice something's fishy, so you wanna see that there could be a gank happening right there. You wouldn't even know it because he just changed his attack pattern. Because you don't have a ward, so you wouldn't know. He's changing his pattern a lot, but you also know that he has minions to back him up. So this is a trading. Yeah, this is a top lane trading thing.
He was playing aggressive. Throughout, once he hit 6, he was just playing straight up ham mode. He started diving me, so I literally just sat back and just tried to farm as much as possible. And he actually I'm surprised, but he outdamages me past 15 minutes too, even though when I'm Q stacking. So
Don't trade with him when he has a big minion wave, and don't eat the. Well, I mean, if you can actually, or if you're confident on last hitting without missing any of them under tower, because you missed two melees. That's really big. Their melees are worth a lot of gold. Three mages are four mages are equivalent to 3 melees. So just keep that in mind. You lost 2, so that's 30 gold minus, 40 gold minus. So to make up for it, you gotta get most of the mage minions, because when you eat the minion wave, you damage the melee minions, because they take 2 tower shots and then an auto to die.
Yeah.
And because the E kind of is equivalent to the amount of damage you would deal with a regular auto, then they're gone after that. Yep,
I
definitely.
really want that cannon. Yeah.
Well, okay, don't just okay. So the thing is, yeah, you want the cannon, but you also know that he wants the cannon too, right? So just punish him for that. Attack him. He's not going to be affected by it psychologically, because he knows he's tanky enough to endure it. But just trading with him right there is fine, because you're not afraid to trade with him because you have the lifesteal to back it up. Okay, I want to see how you last. Okay, that's fine. That's exactly how you're supposed to do it. This is harder because you don't have the Q skill available.
Yeah.
But this is also because you used the E earlier as well, right? I think you used the E earlier. Yeah. So again, keeping in mind there's nothing there. Like, this is a decent lane. It's just that you're using your E like in the wrong manner. You're using it to actually screw yourself over instead of pushing the wave. Because if the wave's already pushed this far, your E isn't gonna help your chances of shoving it back as fast. So instead, just keep it like the same, and just last it like you normally would.
I tried to freeze it a little bit right here, and then I just
really
realized he was just smacking me around.
Yeah.
So I think I based right about now. Yeah. Because I knew, so I wanted to shop, and I just TP'd back because he's pushing the wave really hard. So.
Okay, this like what you're doing here is actually sort of like can be improved. Now here's why. When you're TPing, you're not doing anything for about 4 seconds, but you can shop. So you should if you heal up a little bit, because you were probably damaged. So heal up a little bit, then teleport immediately and shop as fast as you can. This is where you just have to get used to shop timing.
Yeah.
This is where right clicking comes in a lot. Shop as fast as you can, buy all your items within the 4-second teleport time. By the time you get back, you'll have all your items, you'll be at full HP, and you shopped with all your items. And you didn't miss a second of it. Like you were basically idle for 4 whole seconds.
Yeah.
Not regenning, nothing. While you're teleporting, you're active in the base still, so you don't like when teleport doesn't cancel getting healed from the recall or from the base. Okay, so
I tried to trade with him here, but
yeah, no,
he's taking a lot of
E isn't part of a trade. You don't have to trade by using E. E is more of like a chase tool to guarantee that you get the kill. It's more of a drop their armor to get the kill. And look, he has too much armor for you to actually like pressure him, so it's okay to not waste mana for it.
Yeah, the more and more I'm looking at it, the more and more.
It's like as me on Nasus. Like if I were to play Nasus, I probably wouldn't skill E very often at all. Like only for ganks, it would be when you would truly need it, because that's when your jungler needs to deal the necessary damage to kill the target. I believe that the most reasonable is to max Wither. I mean, Wither itself is a very good spell. Okay, so people decide to max E second. I guess this is for the pressure.
To me, like Searches actually says it's really a preference.
I would max W.
If you want the wave clear, then you're gonna have. If you want like the pushing power, like Searches always is E, but I feel like I always end up maxing W just because I'm always shoving my tower anyways. So. And I feel like since they had a Vayne AD, I feel like Wither would be a lot better maxed. So
the thing is, if they have a Vayne AD, this is implying if you're maxing Wither, like you'll max it by level 13, but you want to use it as soon as possible. So this is implying that you'll be joining them in team fights early, like mid game instead of late game.
Okay.
So like if you're maxing Wither, then you TP down, you'll be making full use of your maxed Wither, rather than maxing Wither at top lane when you're actually not even. Look at this, he doesn't even give a. If you wither him, right? Like it's not gonna do as much as you think, because it doesn't drop their armor or anything. It just slows them, and that's it. And it's only for a brief amount of time, and it decays too. And while it is strong and everything, I mean, like he's gonna be able to sustain himself because he's not an auto attack reliant champion. You know, he's a spell reliant champion, and he's a tank too. So none of that matters.
Yeah.
So Wither isn't really idealistic, you know, because you will likely not be TPing to fights, you know, because your TP is down one, and as you're maxing it and stuff. Okay, you're getting hit by a lot of these Qs. I mean, you could like judging by how many Qs he's thrown out, expect it to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, he's gonna drop a Q at any time. Maybe I should back up, or maybe I should move to the side.
The only good thing about it is I can always just sustain back up, even if I get hit by it. So it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still.
But you're still spending time.
Yeah,
you're spending
exactly.
time. You're committing resources to it. Yeah.
I tried to all-in him right here because he has no mana, pretty much. But
he's gonna ult. Okay, so he's gonna ult. You wanted to actually get in front of him instead of standing behind him, because that'll block his ult.
I was actually in that moment I was gonna flash in front of him.
But the thing is, you wouldn't need to flash if you actually know. Okay, like think about like when you're playing against your lane opponent, you just have to know his kit. So if Diana's coming for a gank, that means that if I fight him now, what's his possible escape route? And this is the thing: you have to think what your opponent might do to escape.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking what your opponent might do to escape, first you wither him. Second, you stand in front of him. That's fine. You need to stand in. You need to stop autoing him right here and walk. Just straight up walk. Don't even attack him and just walk. Because by getting in front of him, it guarantees that he will not ult away to safety. And then if he decides to flash over you, well, he burned a flash and ulted to get to safety, which means and you didn't burn anything at all. All you did was walk in front of him, and he like had to waste a summoner because you decided to right click over his face instead of right click on his face instead. Because if you right click over his face and get in front of him, you know that causes more trouble for him than if you actually right clicked his actual face. Because you know when you were right clicking his actual face, he just presses R and gets away. Trouble in the low seas. Should keep an eye out on that. I would actually roam down like right now because of Mumu and the others. Like you don't know if they can handle it or not. And you look at the health bars, and then kaboom, she died. Yeah, 1-for-1, but I think you could have been there to help out. Yasuo too.
Oh yeah, Yasuo gets mega fed this game. Like I'm talking like complete mega fed.
I mean, like right there, you could have actually roamed down to kill the Amumu. Specifically, because Sion's not there to respond. You knew he just recalled. Not only did he just use ult, he's probably, I don't know, maybe he
yeah, I was thinking about TPing to that minion right there, but it was already too late by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So
you want to TP when your team is there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when your 80 carry can respond.
Yeah.
Yep, walking to lane is actually the more realistic, or the most idealistic scenario.
Yeah, I wanted to do
Iceborn Gauntlet would have been the better option here, actually. Yeah. Lucian and Yasuo aren't auto attack reliant.
I just wanted to tell the bot lane that I do have TP just in case something bad happens. So that's where the Amumu and all that shit happens. So I instantly tried TP. Because I know we're gonna have a major fight, so I tried TP to the tower.
Have faith in your team. You were clicking a Mumu. Instead, go on Sion because you know that if you actually okay, you should stop immediately. When he ults and you can't. When he ults, immediately stop.
Yeah, I wanted to try to do the dragon because they didn't have anyone up, but something really bad happened.
Press tab to check. You have to press tab to check. I didn't see you press tab to check who's alive. Yeah. Now you do. Okay, so now you know that 3 is up, but bot lane just kind of died, so that's fine. So worst case comes to shove, someone else comes and steal it. Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, that's what I said. What happened? So he flashes and he kills that. So I figured we were gonna kill him though, at least since I had Wither, but he kind of just rapes us both. I'm like, no.
The thing is, you have to move in between your autos because his Yasuo Q is a skill shot. So if you dodge the Q, it doesn't give him a stack.
Yeah, at least the Diana kills him here.
I believe there's like 4 stacks for a tornado too. So if you avoid one of them, you're safe. Now the thing is, Iceborn Gauntlet would have been idealistic here because aside from the fact that they don't really auto attack that much, you're not making you'll be using Iceborn Gauntlet for the damage output too. So it's a really good tool for chasing. And then since you're chasing them and slowing them constantly, aside from applying the Wither, you're also gonna be able to drop your E on them, and they'll stay in your range more often since you're using Iceborn. Iceborn specifically is good here, and that's just I would advise for, because it's not an auto attack reliant comp. If it were, say, Lucian bottom, right? So since it's Lucian and not Vayne, because that's what I thought. Yeah, so E max here would have been fine too. Vayne, yeah, W max. Okay, it's not W max, but more of 2 points in W is fine. But that's so late, so E max is fine. I understand why these people do E max now. It's because they're not going to show up to the fight so early, you know, generally, and when they do, their power spike isn't really that huge, so the E max kind of makes up for their missing power spike. Because Nasus' power spike is not really a power spike, but more of a power growth, like he grows as the game goes. Yeah. To kind of make up for the spike, you get levels in E, because then it reduces armor, so you look like you hurt, like, oh fuck, he's huge. So I guess that that actually makes sense to why they choose to max E over any other ability when it comes to the secondary skill to max. It's good that you're using not only your abilities to last hit, because you're supposed to, but that's fine.
Yeah, he just is taking so many tower shots, but I can't really kill him yet.
Okay, so at this point, this is what we call, the wet noodle fight. But at this point,
yeah.
While you may not be able to kill him, you have to realize that your team is going to be in trouble because while you are having fun being, the Chinese immigrant farmer and all that, you are going to have problems. You're going to have problems in the late game because if all this action is going on and chaos is happening around the map and neither top laner is there to respond, the stronger earlier top laner wins. And by stronger earlier top laner, example Vlad, because while he is great, wet noodle farming, flash immediately as soon as Yasuo. Okay, that's fine too. Okay, you don't need to re-engage. It's okay right here. Just sit right here. Pop your health pot. Good. Clear the wave. Auto E. Yep. Auto Q. My bad. And then auto Q.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Mhm. This is where the E max comes in because it's actually taking you longer. Yeah. Oh jeez.
Yeah, I did not want her.
Stop chasing. Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't. I really.
Actually, you can take both of them. You can take both of them. You can take both. Oh.
Yeah.
You don't commit.
I killed the. Yeah, I tried.
E. Oh my god, his shield. This is the E max.
I know.
The E max, man. All right, you got a shutdown goal, but the E max.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I see why they do it now. It actually hurts. Here's the thing, with typing, other than summoner timers, don't time anything. Don't type anything at all. I've actually figured out, psychologically, I've won more games never typing. I've done 3 types of experiments on myself. I played 40 games, and I typed like I normally do. And then I played 40 more games. This was painful, but this is a long time running, and I've written everything down. 40 games, and I type only summoner spells and important cooldowns such as dragons and barons and buffs. Nothing else. And I won about 60% of my games. I type nothing at all, and I won 80% of my games. I won so many games. Yeah, with never fucking typing. But that's just because I'm playing based on raw mechanical skill. So. It's just overall, I just don't, in my past match history, if you just, type in my thing on na.op.gg, I haven't lost, straight up, I just played a bunch of games, and I didn't type a single word, no all chat, nothing, and it's just all victories, just straight up, you just, no words. Because you're just simply doing something called focusing on the game. You're not there to talk with other people. I'm not here to socialize, I'm here to play, that's the kind of mentality. Yeah. So yeah. I
just feel like I never am a toxic player. If someone just insta AFK feeds, I'm not gonna complain. I never have. Yeah. But I always try to be the only thing I actually. Oh god,
hold on. This is the proxy farm shit. What you want to do is right there. You wanted to ward this. I know you should have bought a few wards earlier because I noticed that when I said when you backed, you didn't buy a ward. You actually bought components for an item. The pink ward is actually okay. So I was gonna explain it. Let Let me screenshot. It's hard to get a screenshot here actually, but let's use this color. Okay. Pink ward here guarantees that first of all, if a gank comes and you have a pink ward here, the entire river is basically not warded, so that's a free entry to the gank. Yeah. Second, if he wards, he's gonna have to sit over here for 5 whole seconds hitting your ward. So you have like 5 whole seconds to A, free farm if you're under pressure, or B, walk up and harass him while he's taking your thing, or you bait the pink ward. You call your jungler, hey, he's gonna have to kill this, right? He wards, and then you guys gank him, and he's like, fuck, I shouldn't have killed that ward. He'll regret it. And the other ward, well, you guarantee yourself not ganked if you place a ward here, and there's 3, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 bushes up top. You place one up here because in the case of a lane gank, and you place one in tri. So you got a tri bush ward here, you got a river bush right here, and you got the 3 lane bushes. Trinket in here for like a minute. It's pretty brief. Regular ward here, pink ward in river bush. There's almost no way they can gank you unless they take the long way and dive you. Yeah. This is assuming that the lane you're at is at 50%, 50 or 60, like between 40 and 60%. Blah. Like that area where the minions are basically bashing at each other. Because below the 40% mark is where you're close to your tower, and above the 60% mark is where he's close to his tower. You get it? So those three, just buying 2 wards in your inventory, so investing 200
pretty
gold and
plus your
no
trinket.
Well, for about 1 to 3, 1 to 5 minutes. You're assuming, like, I'm assuming 5 minutes because if they didn't gank at the first 3, they might not gank at the next 2 after. So but that means that's 5 minutes up to free farming. What is 5 minutes worth of free farming? Well, assuming there's about 6 creeps in a wave, that's at least 30 CS. That's something to be happy about. 30 CS for you for free. That's 30 stacks or 30 times whatever stack. Like I think it's 30 something like that. Whatever. Let me see.
I mean that's only 175
stacks, gold. So it's up to 90 stacks. So that's pretty good.
And it's only 175 gold, so it's really kind of worth it too. It's only 175 gold to buy the 2 wards as well.
Yeah.
So.
You spend about
Definitely. I feel like literally.
Which is 1 creep wave, by the way. That's just about one creep wave. Cannon wave.
Every single game, like I swear to God, every single game, I'm like, gotta buy another ward, and it's just so hard sometimes. Like I don't know. Like sometimes I just have trouble like buying wards, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I always.
I buy 2. Oh, okay, so I see a pattern on myself. I'm buying 2. Like every time, so make it just buy 2. Buy more than I do. Buy 2. I probably use my trinket more then, because I'm just like usually aggressive. Yes, good. This is where the E max comes in.
Yeah.
Bong, bong. Okay. I know you want to last hit it with Q, but you need to auto Q to the tower. Because pressure is happening on your team. You have to see when the pressure is happening. Like if you glanced at your map, even for a brief second, you see that there's a bunch of reds and a bunch of blues, and you see an announcement saying an ally has been slain. Oh snap! There's action going on. I need to make up for my team. I need to keep my team in the game. Get the global gold as fast as you can. Because while she's dead, she's probably looking at people and she's not thinking, crap. I'm probably out of this game. So in order to make up for it, just give her gold. Because there was an 0-4 gangplank on our team once, and like he was feeling really down. But we got like 7 towers above them. They had like 1, so it's like 8-1 towers. But like he was really complaining that he was feeding a lot, and he wasn't getting any help. But when I checked the gold, gangplank was ahead the entire time, only because the global gold is keeping him in the game. He had more gold than his top laner, who had more farm and like 5 kills up.
That's crazy.
That's just the power of taking objectives. I mean.
Yeah.
Because you took a tower, it kind of makes up for like what you guys only lost like 2 people, maybe 1 tower, but like
but we also got 2 kills as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
you
technically we're up a tower.
It's even. It's even. It's even. So you guys have lost a grand total of 3 objectives, and they've lost also a total of 3 objectives, in terms of towers, and you have 1 dragon. No, you don't. Never mind. No, you lost the dragon. They have the 6% damage boost, so you got to be careful of that. Visage would be the next item because while they don't have that much magic damage, the healing factor is very helpful. And if you really want to if you really don't want to rush Visage, just get the Kindle gem because the 10% CDR is what you need to get your max cooldowns. If you're assuming you're running 5% CDR on your runes, 5% CDR on your runes, and 5% on your masteries, that'll guarantee you get 40.
I knew exactly. I shouldn't have flashed there.
Yes, there's two things you could have done. One is that you can flash, but you flash offensively, or B is that you don't flash at all. So you could take the greed route, or you can take the route that doesn't guarantee that you lose the spell. It's a panic flash. It's a panic flash. This is the thing. Like as you play the game more and more, it comes with experience. You learn not to panic as often as you used to. Like when shit happens, like 5-man shockwaves, 4-man shockwaves, 4-man knockups from Lulu, 5-man Malphite ults, etc., you kind of just get used to it. Like you just ignore that. Okay, something big just happened. What can I do to just continue playing and doing my things?
Yeah, this is a bronze like maneuver right here. I listened to my team and they said go for the tower, and then that happened.
No, they're saying is go for the tower together. Let's group for the tower. I'm assuming that's what they want, but
yeah, and then they told me to not do it, so I was very confused. But it was okay.
Well, I mean, you burned a summoner spell.
The only bad thing is
it actually is not just like it's not just like, oh, the only thing is I burned a teleport. It's the fact that now that if you decide to split push, you don't have a summoner spell to use. So you have to be with your team for the next 2.5 minutes to kind of make up for the fact that you don't have a 5-minute cooldown spell, the teleport, which is an important factor for a Nasus. Yeah, so basically, you're forced to, because you use the TP in the wrong way, you're forced to stick with your team and not farm for yourself for the next few minutes. Now, in response, it's great that you're grouping, so yeah, you should just wither him, drop an E, and leave it. You don't need to take the kill. The reason why you don't need to take the kill is that your team is going to be fighting more than you are. So if you if you distribute the gold to them, they're going to be making use of it more than you will be because you'll be most of the time top. You're supposed to be at least most of the time top. Yeah, Nasus can carry, but it comes to the late game and stuff like that. So basically you do like that support role. So have some faith in your team because you withered him and he just flashed. So what kind of escape does he have? He's gonna probably Q to a minion, but the best thing is to take the kill then because he has a chance to actually live. But other than that, you should just distribute. It's okay to distribute it to your team because your team's gonna, they look how grouped they are right now. They're making use of the gold basically, And you've got to push Sion back before he starts shoving down under your tower. So you just got to keep an eye on him. Like maybe slam the tower once, wither someone, because that withering someone will not. Oh, okay, you haven't withered. Okay, there it is. Ult.
Yeah,
back.
Yeah. Then they just womboed all of us pretty much.
Yeah.
Got
so
it.
that is once again the threat of the Sion teleport, and this is the problem with the decision that you made to go for the tower earlier. And an attempt to go for the tower earlier. While it did cost Amumu his ult, that thing isn't on as long as a cooldown as teleport is. Yeah. And in response, you had two options. You could have just gone top straight up, and then push back the wave, but that actually would have done anything because you have no way to stop his teleport. There's no way you can stop his teleport. There's no hard CC ability that you possess that can stop his teleport. So you have a slow. That just means that by the time he teleports there, oh fuck, I'm slow, but I can still move. I'm not rooted. If you were like say Maokai or something, which kind of sort of benefits from the teleport more, you can root him so that he doesn't TP. But in hindsight, had you kept your teleport, right, you would have actually just went top, not grouped with your team, and responded simply by teleporting when he teleported. While the team fight might have been bad, it's still great that you showed up at least and you responded to his teleport instead of not responding at all, because you were there in the first, you were already there, but the thing is you were already getting chunked down. By the time Sion got there, he was full HP, and he just all he did was press R.
And then the Sion goes with the Yasuo, and I just got armor shredded and died. And
now this is a bad fight for your team because now you're kind of strong. Well, it's a 4-on-4, but they got the second dragon. So you got the first dragon. Wrong. So it's a trade. This should be yours. Maneuver your way. Oh my god, he's an idiot. Well, okay, that's not bad. Wither him again.
Yeah, he kills me here.
Ah, I see. So
Yeah.
what you want to do is when you're 1v1ing someone, keep an eye out on your minions. First thing is that yeah, he has the power to dash around them and shit, but you have to realize that minions also count for it. This is also in the early game. It's most prevalent in the early game, but it can be prevalent in trades in the future. When
Yeah,
he was maneuvering his way around your minion wave, right? When he's maneuvering his way around the minion waves, it doesn't mean that your minions are like, what the fuck do I do? They're hitting him. So if you constantly stay around your minions instead of running away from them, they're gonna deal damage, and it kind of helps out. Though small, it's still something, you know. So maneuver your way around through your minions during trades, especially. This is what makes a top laner good, like how well they can maneuver their way around minions without killing themselves. Because if you maneuver your way around through minions, you're also getting creep blocked. So this is where the DI comes in. If you're correct, if you're your mouse is very close to your character, you're maneuvering your way around the minions while they're just spamming right click on you. And if they're spamming right click on you, they're not controlling their pathing, you know? So they can run through minions, get creep blocked, and get chunked by the minions themselves while you just walk around perfectly maneuvering yourself, evading your own creeps from killing you, etc., etc. Go on Leona. The reason why you want to go on Leona is because the other bitch is too tanky. Okay?
Yeah.
Now run. Ulti first, then run. Team's back. So realize that Kog'Maw is low. Get on the lower HP target. Yeah, you win this. Good. And good, your team gets everything. Kog'Maw's still alive. So the thing is that Kog'Maw is doing a lot of work, so just know that Kog'Maw should be kept alive. Just wither whoever tries to get close to Kog'Maw. Like example like Sion or Yasuo, especially Yasuo. Exhaust isn't enough. I'm assuming that Morg runs exhaust.
Yeah, every single time I just withered Yas every fight because he's the one that's
It's your most effective form of peel.
Yeah. And the thing is when
shit. You click to level up your abilities. Oh, I mean, okay, so why is that bad? Okay, so in trades, when you hit level 2 before your opponents, you're clicking to level up your abilities, and if they decide to last hit something and they hit level 2, well, you kind of lost your miniature level 2 power spike.
Yeah, hit control and stuff.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get more used to it, but
yeah, it should be more of, like, as you play the game more, it's actually more of an instinctive thing to do. Like, you're supposed to like keep track of your EXP, and like as soon as you level up, even in team fights. It's like intense as fuck team fights. In competitive fives too. I'm shot calling. I'm telling what people to target. I'm telling them. I'm shielding them, slowing them, slowing my enemies, locketing, talismaning, righteous glory. All these active things, and I'm leveling up my abilities at the same time. If I level up in the middle of a team fight, it's just it has to be more of like you kind of get used to it, but it has to be an instinctive thing. And let me show you how important. Let me show you how important it is. Of the reason why instinct should be instinctive, basically. So if you haven't seen this play, this is Ackerman, also known as Godlike, from Royal Club. He was LNQ's top laner before he moved back to China. So he's facing another top laner in a high elo game named Fireboy, very toxic player. So what he's doing is at level 1, this is where I say shove the lane. This is season 3 pre pressure patch.
So this is when Renekton was really strong. I remember.
One of his more prevalent days of the meta. Yes. Yeah. So he's lasting. This is before the level 2 power spike thing is what I was trying to say. When you just last hit the jungle creeps and you get level 2. So now what he's doing is he knows that the moment he kills this one single creep right here, he's gonna hit level 2. So he's gonna auto it twice. This is actually the best Renekton play that you'll ever that I've ever seen in the history of Renekton plays. So there's a reason why he's the Chinese king of Renekton who hit rank 1 on Renekton for a reason. So he doesn't decide to auto the
he queues it.
Yeah, he queues it knowing that he's gonna level up as soon as he kills it. He queues it right away. The sign level up hasn't disappeared, but he's already leveled up W. Like that's how fast you should be. That's basically how instinctively it should be done. He autos, he W's, he ignites, he autos again. Perfect cancel it, and then it's a guaranteed kill. All that because he just knew how he just he knows his binding, he knows his limits, and he knows what to do. So that's just the difference between you can actually kill somebody just simply because you hit level 2 that much faster than them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Jax played that dumb because he leveled up Q instead of E at level 1. Because Jax is always almost level up E at level 1 to win trades. Just they auto attack. And remember what I said about minion aggro? Well, if you auto attack, then you activate E, and you dodge all the minion aggro, then burst them down. So it kind of makes sense. But Jax played that wrong, and you punish it. That's one thing that top laners are good at: punishing mistakes. Or have to be effective at. Not like every like Rumble can't punish every mistake, you know, like Gnar can't punish every mistake, but your goal is to generally punish mistakes. So that's exactly what.
Yeah, she landed the binding right here, so I wanted to fight them.
Okay.
I didn't move.
It's not prevalent. It's not necessary to immediately go in upon every binding, but it's okay. Like it's salvageable and everything, but like just know that like not every binding is like wait for the right time. Like if they shove down a little bit more, because you kind of like got wrecked really fast.
Yeah.
You could actually stay alive there. It's hard for me to tell because you don't have the resistances yet, but you can actually have stayed alive right there. If you decided not to go, just ping a few times, because you don't ping as often as I do. Even though I don't talk, I still ping. I mean, like, if you don't ping, it's bad, so ping 3 times on a target if they're bound, for example. Say, hey, go. If you ping 5 times on a target, it means you really want them to go. The motto for pro players was 3 pings to suggest and 5 pings for a command. Like, do it. Like, Shia LaBeouf, do it. 5 pings. Even though, he says just do it, it's actually 3. It's 3 words and not 5, so that kind of like throws off the theory. 3 pings is just do it, and then 5 pings would be do it, just do it. I guess. Fuck.
Like I know, but like if someone like pings me 5 times, like yes,
yeah.
You know, I get annoyed, so I don't want to like try to like I don't want to.
Here's the thing.
I feel like sometimes it's just. Like it's unnecessary to ping super like way too much as well. So, I mean,
so here's the thing. Here's also another thing. When you ping, you see the yellow danger sign. It's actually high pitched sounds piss off people if they're repeated in what is it called, succession? I guess like constant. Like if you constantly high ping. Like, if you constantly control ping them back to back, it's really annoying. So, instead, change your key binding to the danger ping, the alt up one, because that ping is a red ping, and red is associated with stop. So, that's a psychological thing, and that's basically back up. And it's also lower pitch, so, they won't be annoyed as much. It's just say, danger, danger, hey, watch out. This is a psychological thing that works more. It works like, it's more effective, like, if you really, like, play the game a lot, but, like, there's no percentage because it's both of them mean the same. Both of them are stated to say the same thing. They just say signal to be careful, like both times. So there's no percentage to say this one's exactly better. But it's just that people like if you find the high pitch sound annoying, you're not gonna find the other one annoying, right? So I'm pretty sure community will find the high pitched one annoying, so they won't listen to you when you say back. Yeah. So if you ping them danger, it's safely saying hey careful, hey careful. Instead of back up, like that's pretty fucking annoying. So yeah, that's just a small thing on my agenda. Like I have a keybind set up for danger ping.
Yeah, it like me personally, it just annoys me.
Yeah, but not the danger ping.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll do that.
You can also assume that do it because it doesn't just it's not that it won't annoy them, but if they did it to you, it doesn't annoy you. So you could do it too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, you annoy me with a high pitch ping, but I'm also gonna use the high pitch ping. Hypocritical. Bam, bam, bam. Yep, use your Q every time. The reason why you want to auto Q is because if you auto, you see the number pop up on your screen. Immediately press Q and you'll slam your thing down. It's a mini animation cancel, about like not a quarter of a second, an eighth of a second. Which basically means that you basically if you auto then Q then auto versus auto, and the moment the number shows up, you Q, then you auto, you kind of miss the timing, and like your attacks are a little slower. So basically, you lose DPS. Though it's only an eighth of a second, if you do it 8 times the suggestion, you basically did 1 more full combo than you would have done if you actually just let it be normally.
I got you.
Yeah. So there's not much I can say about like team fight, full five, like hard 5v5 long range, because like the power spike is, you know, towards the late game, like the really big mark. Like this is like because a lot of teleport skirmishes happened and you were forced to TP early, you're forced to group early, and like all these pushes happened. Like you're not doing the solo farm teleport carry kind of thing, but you're more of like the group kind of carry. And this is where Nasus isn't a top laner that's geared towards you, but you're still learning top lane in general. So this is a fine pick. So this is what you should be doing as a regular top laner, grouping like this and stuff like that. So in more communicative games, you want to tell your team when you have TP and when you can't TP, and you want to tell your team if you have the ability to cancel your TP or not, assuming that they know that the other person has TP. Like some people don't pay attention to top lane because they're more focused on the other aspects of the lane, because like, oh, it's just top lane. So if your team's like, hey, can you cancel his TP somehow? Like, no, you can't. Maybe there's tips and tricks. Maybe Nasus really can cancel a TP. How? You kill them. Maybe if they're dead, they can't TP. Shit. But like, but like, if you can cancel his TP, do it. And then tell him his TP. Like, tell him his TP is down. In this game, there's nothing I can say about the micromanage part, but because you didn't really burn his summoners in a trade, and he sort of burned yours once, but that's only because Yasuo came up. But just keep an eye out that, like, you know, as soon as you burn a summoner, time it, and if you see them teleport, time that too. Because it's important for your team to know when your opponent's teleport is up. Because, well, if yours isn't up and theirs is up, you can't respond to his aggression. So you have to you know, either group earlier or, you know, you have to push the lane in response. And then timing flash, just add 5 minutes. And then if it's a mid laner, add 5 minutes and subtract 30 seconds. If it's a support, add 5 minutes and subtract 30 seconds. Everyone else is 5 minutes. It's pretty easy to just, you know, try to do the math and get it, but you know, 5 minutes means it's a window of opportunity for you to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just I'm a jungle and a mid.
Those are more, yeah. Those are just as important. Jungle especially, because you're the one ganking.
Yeah. So jungle and mid are my two main roles. And I love to roam, so I've always been a mid laner, but I transitioned to jungle as well, just because I like ganking and helping other lanes. I'm okay at support, but I figured like top has been my hardest role, just because I really don't know what to do.
It's not the same as mid lane. A lot of people think it's the same as mid lane. It's not the same thing.
Like literally as mid lane, like the main champion I play is Annie, and when I hit 6, I try to shove the lane. I go by.
Annie the brain dead champion. Yeah. It's a champion that you can. These are champions. You're picking champions that you can learn the game from, and that's fine, because if you pick a high skill cap champion, like I see a fucking ton of people pick Zed.
I hate Zed.
It's not Zed. It's not the fact that it's Zed. It's not. It's because what you're doing is when you're playing Zed and you're a lower elo, it's basically what you're saying is I'm gonna learn the champion, but I'm not gonna learn the game. This is where you remember when so there's box, like during season 3, Faker picked up Riven and he shit on everybody, right? And he's undefeated in competitive Riven, right? Mm-hmm. The reason why is because Faker is overall better at every single other person in the entire world in the game, so he can learn things easier. He knows how to trade effectively as a player. On any champion, he can trade effectively. So if he picks up Riven, he's just gonna use Riven's kit and learn how to trade effectively with Riven. Whereas a normal player would learn how to trade effectively while learning how to effectively train with Riven. That's two things. Whereas Faker only needs to learn one, and that's faster. You know, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah, like what you're basically saying is Faker. He's like a jack of all trades, and he's at the highest caliber of. He's probably the best. Like, let's just say, let's compare him to Double Lift for example. Like,
yeah.
He's a really good AD carry, Double Lift. Mm-hmm. I would guarantee, even though Faker is a main mid laner, obviously, he's much better than Double Lift at AD carry. Just because he knows the game better than Double Lift.
He can learn AD carries faster. It doesn't mean he's better at every time, because his communication is a little bit different. He plays mid lane, so he shot calls and makes plays, and whereas, AD carries can't make plays all the time. AD carries are better at positioning, but they're not better at assassinating, Like, he assassinated someone on Orianna last night only because he knew exactly when the opponent would make a play. Whereas if Faker decides to go and assassinate someone in the middle of a match, like if a 5v5 skirmish happened and he decides to assassinate their priority target, he's gonna get himself killed, you know. So that's what I mean. Because what Double Lift does is he just knows how to position himself perfectly. And what Faker would do is he would just learn how to position himself perfectly, but he would do it in a manner in which he'd learn how to do it faster than Double Lift would, you know.
Yeah, he just has more knowledge, I think, of the game.
He would probably trade better too.
I just feel like that guy. I mean, League is his life. Like most pro gamers, like League is their life, but he is different. I swear to God, the guy doesn't eat. Like I feel bad. I just feel bad for him. Like, and most Korean teams too can't even have like girlfriends or anything like that.
I know.
I just feel bad for them. Like, I would never want to be a pro player ever. I just want to get better at League.
Yeah. And you're doing it in the right ways, because if you're playing simple basic champions, you're learning the game first before you actually learn the champions. For example, like the other day, my friend didn't know how to play Xerath. We're both okay. He's diamond 2, and I'm diamond like 5, fluctuating between 5 and 4 and 3. And I played Xerath a lot. It's one of my favorite mid laners to play for fun and stuff like that. I tell him you should pick up Xerath. Now he doesn't like Xerath because he feels like the champion's boring. But when he picks up Xerath, he performs better because he just knows the game more than me. He knows how to trade on Xerath better than I do. Plus he lands skill shots and his reaction time is much better, so he can dodge stuff better. And that's the most important thing. If you dodge stuff and land stuff better than your opponents can, you're naturally going to improve too. But if you're playing a point and click right click / point and click champion like Annie and Nasus and stuff like that, so none of the landing stuff matters. It's all about dodging stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're working on those kind of things one at a time, you work on things one at a time instead of taking everything in at once. Like for fucking example on Zed, not only are you learning the game, you also have to land your skill shots, dodge skill shots. You have to learn Zed. That's 4 things at once. And if your mind and like body and like physical reaction time can't juggle all 4 things at once, it's really hard for you to climb. Most Zeds are stuck in silver that way.
There's this one player, like one of my friends, and he's like silver 4 or something. So he's a little better than bronze, but he's not, spectacular. And he mains Lee Sin jungle.
God damn.
And I told him, I know, right? And I told him, and he doesn't listen. And I told him, I'm like, dude, don't play Lee Sin. Why?
If I were to recommend a beginner jungler, it'd be Pantheon. Point and click.
Yeah,
there's a point and click champion for every role. Just saying, like you can pick 5 champions. Like these 5 champions are really like Nasus top. Okay, that's fine. If you don't, and I'll say this now, Teemo top is also a point and click champion. It sounds bad, I know you fucking hate Teemo, but his kit is perfect. You don't hate the champion, just hate his kit. It's just his kit that is the problem.
It's annoying.
Yeah, if Teemo were anywhere else with a different kit, they would hate that kit specifically because it's Teemo. It's just Teemo. The character is what people hate, but not the kit. Like I don't know if you realize that, but everybody just hates the kit.
Yeah, I mean blind dart and just poison dart,
but it's all point and click, so it's something that you can learn the game off of. So for mid lane, it would probably be you can put Teemo, you can put Vladimir. There's Mordekaiser too. That's a good mid laner that you can pick up for point and click. Jungler is, like I said, Pantheon. AD carry is Caitlyn. That's a pretty simple thing. It's only the Q that you have to land. I mean, that's no big deal. Support, you can go with Morgana or Leona. Those are really simple ones. They're not point and click. You actually have to rely on landing it, but they're kill based ones. And then of course mid lane and also support is Annie too.
My main jungler is I've been switching between Rek'Sai and Amumu, and the only reason why I play Rek'Sai was because I just love the champion. So I tried to master Rek'Sai as much as possible.
Kit's broken.
Yeah, and I just love her ult. Just because I used to be excuse me. I used to
watch XJ9 if you want to learn how to jungle like a monster. The thing is, you have to play it right. It's a solo queue based jungle.
Yeah.
If you know XJ9.
Yeah,
so it's a solo based jungle though. It's not It's not very team based. But if you really want to win games, you have to learn how he plays and why he does the thing he does. Like constantly look at the map and stuff. He's basically doing the if there's money I'm going, if there ain't money I ain't going kind of thing. That's basically how you should be playing
help
jungle.
the people. He just kind of
He's
farms
like
for himself.
the tiger stance Udyr.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, like you get the idea with the point and click. You're learning things one at a time, and that's good because you're progressing. You're progressing constantly. Is this ranked, by the way?
No.
Normal draft.
I just it's normal draft.
Yep.
I just figured I don't play ranked that much. I think I only played 40 games this season of ranked, and I was gold 3, and I moved up to gold 1, and I just kind of stopped playing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I figure like my main goal this season is to get to plat, and I think I can get there. But I want to try to.
You can apply most knowledge through other lanes too. Like this isn't a sole top lane thing. Like minion manipulation is also a mid lane thing. Direct input is also a mid lane is a mid lane thing / bot lane thing. Summoner timing. I mean that's a global thing. Like everybody does. Everybody should be doing it theoretically, and etc. etc.
I just feel like like box and everyone like Riven only mains. Like NA has a
one trick ponies.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I really don't like being a one trick pony. I'd rather be like a jack of all trades, if you understand.
Yeah.
So
CLG's
I know
link.
I know there's just a lot of people who's like, oh, I'm only good at mid lane, and and that's all I'm good at. And I rather give, even though I might be like hypothetically, even if I'm the better mid laner, right? And I faced off against a Diamond 4 Nidalee in the mid lane, and I shat on her as Annie. So either A, like, I don't believe they were Diamond, but that's just me.
I mean, if it's normals, I mean, like, I wouldn't try as hard, but like, if I'm learning a role, I probably would try as hard. But it's also because Annie again is a champion where you can learn the game, and she doesn't really have a god tier counter except hard pushers, and Nidalee doesn't hard push. Like Katarina, for example, is not really a hard push, but Katarina is not a counter to Annie, for example. Counter to Annie is like Morgana.
Yeah. But like, as I was saying, I'd rather have, even though I might be the better mid laner, I'd rather have them mid lane than just feed top. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'd rather just
you're the filler. You don't call you're the filler. You just say fill, not jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to fill as much as possible, just because I know it's frustrating, especially if there's a last pick and you're like, you want mid, and like half the time that never happens, and you get like a Z mid or like I always like there's every single time I see like a person. Like, I'm in low elo, obviously, because I'm gold 1. But, I mean, like, every time I see someone's like, oh, I'm going to either play, like, Amumu or Lee Sin. Who should I choose? I always say Amumu.
Yep.
It just...
It's not just the early game, but it's also the late game.
Yeah, I actually, to be honest with you, I feel like every single game I play, at least I'm looking into more like competitive like league now than I was before, because I want to get better at the game now. Like, I love the game League. I used to not play it, but now I've played it like since season 2. But I really started playing it like this year, kind of, if you know what I'm saying. And I've noticed like all of my games in ranked, in draft, all of them, they always go past like that 30-minute mark. Like every single, like I would say maybe a good 80% of my games go to late game.
They're supposed to.
So it's just like, and I see a lot of
you see Lee Sins and early game junglers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that if the team comp doesn't call for an early game pressure jungler, like if the team comp's all late game and you picked an early game jungler, this means that you want the late gamers to survive the early game so that they can scale into the late game itself. While you drop one person from the early game, the other 4 scale well. And then the other rule is if there's 4 early game and 1 late game, well, you got to win early, so don't pick the late game because you want to win early game, etc., etc. So it's all team comp based. Like if you get like 5 late gamers like a Nasus, who's a good late game mid laner, a Diana, if you get who's a good late game AD carry, Vayne, if you get a late game support, probably Morgana. You probably want Lee Sin to defend. First of all, like they all struggle in the early game. So if Lee Sin pressures every single lane properly, like a jungler should, theoretically, then they can all scale to the late game. Lee Sin becomes weak, but the other 4 become strong. So he does his job and just like supports them. It's kind of like that. It's all
I
in theory.
just
You have 4
I mean,
late game champions. If you have, who's your
yeah,
jungler?
yeah.
Like you're on your team, you have 4 late game
Yeah.
champions except for you have 4
Ari.
late game. Oh, Diana is the jungler. So if you had Lee Sin, this it would be okay. Only thing is he doesn't provide CC. So put Jarvan or Vi in the picture in your set.
I like when I see challenger teams or anything like that, they use the early pressure correctly. Like they know, okay, if the game is, let's just say, in my elo, if the game is like my team is like this game, for example, I tried to give you a game that we were behind and then we got the win. Like we came from behind and we won just because our scaling is better, I guess. But like we came from behind and we became like ahead. Like if my team is 7 kills to 14 kills and we're 2 towers down or whatever, like to a challenger team, that's pretty much game over, to be honest. Like because they know what to do with the gold, but in my elo, it feels like we really don't know what to do with the gold unless we have like a raffle stomp. Yeah, I guess, if you know what it means.
Yeah.
I know what it means.
Yes.
So
it's because at that level they're all mechanically equal, so they know that okay, so I can't destroy him in lane unless it's a matchup based thing. So what we're gonna do is play the game based on the game. Like they're gonna play the game, like they're playing like chess basically at that point. But because what we're doing now is we're learning the game, we're learning the mechanics behind the game to make it so that we're at that high level to play the chess. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at that point, they're just moving pieces. All they're doing is just moving pieces.
Like I understand actually like a learning curve at least because the main game I played kind of before League was Starcraft 2, and I was masters in that. So that's essentially the equivalent to League. Yeah, it's a lot of micro, but to be honest, in Starcraft 2, it really isn't. A lot of people say it's micro intensive, and yes, it is, but if you have the macro, then you're fine. Like you can suffer your micro skills for better macro, but that's beside the point. It's
exactly.
But I was at a really high level. Like I think the equivalent to masters in this game, that's what I was in StarCraft. So I was pretty high up there. But like I was facing just pretty much a lot of Koreans at that point, and I really that's when I started playing League.
J-Dog.
God, I can't remember. I faced a lot of pro people in StarCraft, but like Stefano and stuff. But besides the point, like I started to not have fun because it got to the point where it was taxing. So I started playing League, and I like the game because to be honest, it's a lot more simple than StarCraft. Like I feel like if I would dedicate the time that I did with StarCraft, I would be like diamond or whatever, or like I still have to climb and whatever. But if I really try to focus, so that's what I'm trying to do now. But I feel like I'm kind of like in I'm stuck because I don't really understand the game like I did StarCraft. I guess like I don't think I can do it like alone. Yeah. Like I was naturally gifted at StarCraft. I'm just good at RTSs, but this game is not, it's still strategy, but it's not nearly the same. So I need like help to try to understand the game more. Like I know like CSing is important. You need to have some aggression and some passiveness and stuff like that. But I don't and I know like good build orders, and I just kind of copy runes and masteries from pros. But I just feel like I need someone to help me through like trying to learn the game. So, I mean, that's why I figured it'd be nice because you're Diamond 4, so I mean you're pretty high up there. So I know the gap though. Like I heard, like my one friend is in Diamond 1 or whatever, but he always works and stuff, so he can't really help me. But he said literally it took him an entire season to climb from Diamond 3 to Diamond 1.
Yeah,
he said it was literally worth. He said it was literally. He said he'd rather be in Bronze 5 and go all the way up to Plat 1. He said than go from Diamond 3 to Diamond 1.
It's very difficult. The clamp was not fixed, so it's understandable. But back then, a year ago, pre-Masters, like when Master Division came out, basically in the difference between diamond, like I had a diamond level team, right, and it was just all diamond 5s and stuff like that, blah blah blah. But we faced a real, like we all individually got solo queue ratings high. I hit D3 with my peak last year. My team had a D3 mid laner, so it was D3, diamond 3 mid, diamond 3 support, me, diamond 1 AD carry, diamond 1 jungler, and diamond 5 top. Now, the problem was when we faced an actual Diamond 1/Challenger team, we realized the difference between Diamond 5 and Diamond 1. Like the gap between, but this was pre-Masters, so basically it's the difference between Diamond 5 and Masters.
Huge.
But the gap is huge. Not only is it mechanical, but again, game knowledge. And then like I started like studying more on the game knowledge that they had, and it's like, oh shit, if I figured this out earlier, I think I could be higher, but damn. So
is that? So that would be for lane matchups and stuff like that.
It's not just lane matchups, but it's also strategizing full-on team compositions because it's ranked 5s. Now solo queue is the difference. The solo queue has nothing to do with ranked 5s because ranked 5s is 5, whereas solo queue is you focus more on yourself than anything else.
Because when I watch like pro games, like to be honest, half the battle is the picks and the bans.
Yes, correct.
Like I don't like. In solo queue, it doesn't really matter. Like, for me at least,
nothing matters. Yep, nothing.
For me at least, I'm like, do whatever you want. Like,
it's actually okay. So there's two things. Whoever's the jungler makes an impact, and the other thing is laning, and that's it. That's all solo queue is.
Yeah.
Can you lane well? Yeah. Did you lane better than your opponent? Yeah. Okay. You have a good chance of winning the game. Did you jungle well? Yeah. Did you snowball every lane? Yeah. You probably should be able to win the game. Did you jungle poorly? Yeah. Did you poorly jungle? Yeah, you're probably gonna lose. Probably also gonna get flamed too. That's why you lost. The only team fighting you guys are gonna do is within yourselves.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who say
Yasuo's right here. Yasuo's right here.
Yeah.
I believe he was right there. Oh no, he went over here. I was wrong. No, Merc Treads. This is a build thing. You should actually build Merc Treads because the Amumu stun actually blocks you from casting movement commands and Qs. I didn't realize you bought. They're not auto attack heavy. You already bought a Frozen Heart, so.
I just figured I would need the armor just because there's only 1 AP, which is a Mumu. But
yeah, it's not the magic resist you want. It's more the tenacity. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That little magic resist helps, sure, but yeah.
I know. Like in that last fight, I tried to zone Yasuo all away from the team fight because I trusted my team. I knew they would win the 4v4. So as long as I just held back the Yasuo that was like 18 and like 5, he has all the kills. Like he's the only one that would even like wreck our team at this point. So I just figured if I just zone him, like that's what I try to do as Nasus. Like for the most part, I try to zone the most fed person as possible and just try to just beat them over the head. And have my team try to win the fight. Mm-hmm. So I just try to trust my team.
Yeah.
And then I have like maybe if you could give me some advice. When I'm jungling, I play Amumu and Rek'Sai, and I always get a Sightstone. And I know it's like a supportive item.
Are you saying is this wrong?
No, well, no. I just feel like no, but I'm just saying, is that a good thing to get Sightstone? Because like
there's nothing wrong with getting it. Your team is never gonna say, "Why did you buy wards for our team?" Like, are you really gonna ask? Like, what the hell? What kind of you got some really toxic teammates if they're asking you why you decided to help the team. What the fuck?
I mean.
Like, at one point, I didn't buy Sightstone on Gragas, okay? I didn't buy Sightstone on Gragas. I bought 50... I just instinctively just bought wards and pink wards. And then I looked at the game, wards purchased 16. I'm like, shit, at that point, I should have actually bought the goddamn Sightstone. Because that's how much I was helping them out.
Actually, when I was researching the game yesterday, the most gold-efficient item in the game is Sightstone.
Yeah, I mean, it's 800 gold.
And that's close to upgrading your trinket.
Yep.
So, I try now to.
If someone ever argues why supports don't pick the trinket upgrade over the Sightstone, there is a reason why. It's because these Sightstone wards are not only extremely fucking cost effective, but they're also, as soon as you recall, they replenish. So in a team fight, when you're entering bushes and shit, you're dropping wards constantly to guarantee that there's vision in that bush. As soon as you recall, all those wards are back, you drop new ones in new places, new chokes. You can pick people off, etc., etc. None of that can be accomplished with one single trinket. So if the explanation takes too long, and they're probably gonna like report you for verbally abusing them because they feel offended. Yeah, he's affecting my build, he's affecting my play, and shit like that. So like it takes a long time to counter their argument of why should I pick Sightstone over a trinket.
I remember like there was this one support that was so behind, in gold, like they were losing their lane. And I can see that. You
still built Sightstone.
Yeah, exactly. But he made the mistake of buying Spell Thief's Edge, like the fully upgraded one.
Oh god.
Instead of the Sightstone, and I'm like, bro, like why didn't you buy the Sightstone? He's like, dude, I need the slow or whatever for the peel. And I literally just like, god damn it, because I'm the only one with the Sightstone. So I can't. I literally told my team as much as, and I do. This is why I talk sometimes a lot, especially when I play jungle, because I get aggravated when people don't ward like at all when I play jungle, because I always have 3 wards out every single time I play jungle, and that comes to my like question: do you think I should play Nunu jungle? Do you think it would be a good pick or no?
Because it's not a game learning pick, because you're going to be more focused on counter jungling the opponent and supporting and defending your allies rather than pressuring. Because like the thing with Nunu jungle is he's a different case. His style is unique from other like you don't farm and gank. You have to actually farm opponent side and gank as well. The top Nunus, DW, Surenfire, ROC for example. This player, basically the whole point of him existing as a Nunu, he plays Nunu to probably one of the best in the entire world. Well, not world, but 2 regions, NA and OCE. But basically, he denies the enemy jungler from ganking. So it's making the game a 4v4, and it's based on laning. So this means that, okay, so during champ select, are my laners strong enough to probably win their lane? Yeah. Are they bullies? Yeah. Does their jungler want to gank any of these lanes? Yeah. I should pick Nunu, because if I can deny this jungler, that means that my lane bullies are going to keep bullying, and nobody's going to stop them. The jungler is basically the school principal / teacher, and Nunu is basically the person that is like, hey, he's coming, stop, and then like these are the delinquent students that stop them stop the principal and the teachers from coming to intervene with the bullies, because these delinquents are like the misleaders. Like they tell them the wrong way, like to go the wrong way and shit like that, and they make their lives miserable and stuff like that. So basically Nunu's special style is to perfectly play him. You basically are there to you're 1v1ing the jungler. You're not like ganking other lanes. You're 1v1ing the jungler. Your goal is to make your opponent jungler miserable. You set him behind so that they can't do shit. But that's the best Nunu. Like you can play it like a regular jungler, sure, but you won't be like the best
full
Nunu.
Benefits of his kit.
Yeah, you're not going to use.
His kit is designed for invades.
Yeah.
I feel like I was starting to play Sivanna jungle, so just power farm and just have Sightstone and try to invade the shit out of them. But the problem I lost like I was winning 4 games and I lost 4 games. It was like I had like a 50% ratio, and I noticed like the only times I win is when my laners are ahead. And I can never get my laners ahead if I'm not ganking. So, and like I'm a ganker, I guess. It's just like how I am as a jungler. So, and I feel like I used to main Fid like back in last season, and I feel like I like just hit R to win champions, I guess. Because like I play a Mumu, and I did play Fid. And I play Rek'Sai, and all those ults are just like godlike, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And I try to pick scaling junglers too, because I feel like it's inevitable that we always get to the late game.
Yeah.
But there was this one Nunu that was counter jungling me all the time when I was playing Mumu. I mean, we did win that game. But I actually have the recording of that game. That's the real recording I wanted you to actually look at, but I didn't have that prepared for you, so
that's fine. We could just do it next time.
But yeah, I always try to help other lanes and stuff like that. And let me actually I'll actually send you the video.
Yeah, this will probably be covered next time because it's night over here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I realize. I have to work tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I figured I should just send it to you now before I actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um.
I just leave it there. I just leave the link there because then, like, I access it like with you. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me I actually just have an MP4 file for
Oh
this.
yeah, I can accept the file because I'm gonna like jump to bed soon after this.
Yeah, okay. Here, let me actually get that
I'll just download it while you upload it, etc., etc. So you don't have to throw it on YouTube and like it's all complicated. Perfect.
Wait, that's the wrong one.
Sad Mummy FLV. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
wrong
thing is,
one.
I can't access FLVs. Like they don't run on my computer. So.
Really?
Yeah.
You actually I'm a computer nerd, so.
I have MPC. Wait, does it open on MPC HC? Media
no.
Player Classic.
No.
It doesn't.
Actually, no.
Media Player Classic. I thought Media Player Classic was like really good at opening files.
The software that you want to use for opening video files would be VLC Media Player.
Oh, the cone-shaped one. Okay, yeah. I guess I can download the cone-shaped one. Yeah.
I would definitely recommend actually downloading the cone-shaped one, as you would say, because
I've used that one before too. Though I mean, like, if you want me to get I can get VLC because that makes sense now. Yeah, VLC VLC download. What the fuck? Okay, yeah. Video.
Exactly what.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that makes sense now.
When you download that, actually, what you could do is you can convert any kind of video file you want also to any kind of format you want as well. So it's a converter, it's a player. You can play .iso files, so movie files if you want. Like, you know what an image file is?
Yeah.
It's basically a DVD image burn. That's how you burn DVDs. But
the stills and shit.
Yeah, it's really good for streams too. Because I used to stream, but I had to take my actuator test, so I had to kind of stop. And then I took like a month break. So then I'll probably get back into it. But I don't stream League because I'm not good enough. I'm not like you, I'm not pro. But actually, here, let me get that stupid MP4 file. Where are you? I'm sorry, man.
It's all good. This entire Skype call and everything was going to be uploaded straight to YouTube in a few days. I'll render it tonight and then like probably upload it as I sleep. I still have another coaching session to upload too. That's just a single replay one. Usually I don't like doing replays because I can't see from point of view. And, that'll probably be prioritized because that one was assigned to me first, and the guy wants me to upload that one, so I'll probably be uploading that one pretty soon. And then kabong rip. Yep. You can throw him off also by flashing. Just like this is just a throw tip. But if you really want to like troll him, flash, and he'll have to like click. He's like, what the fuck? And you like Q swing him and he dies. Yeah, you don't have to though, but it's actually a terrible idea more than anything.
Here's the MP4 file.
All right, I'll download.
And this one is a lot better quality than the other one because I actually have my OBS software like the worst possible like quality for some goddamn reason. It must have accidentally, and I didn't really realize it. So yeah, exactly. So I was just kind of aggravated because when I was watching, I was like, this sucks. So, but this one's way better. So it's like HD quality and everything. But yeah, you've been really a lot of help though too.
Yeah, thanks.
So how long have you? I'm just kind of curious. But how long have you been coaching? I know you seem like.
Shit. How long has it been? Has it been about? I guess I could say about 8 months, probably 8 to 9 months.
Yeah.
Eight to almost a full year, I guess. Because I can't keep track, but it's just like I did small school teams, so I'm trying to track when I started school. So it's about 8 months.
Oh wait, so you're like a professional gamer?
No, it's not that. Like school brand, like the A team, B team have their own individual coach. C, D, E, F, and G team have like nothing. So I'm there for that. But these are like low like highest to highest is there are D1s and stuff, but like low, it'll go as low as like the lowest we accepted was a silver 5, and that's it. Like no bronzes in our team up, but like those are people that were looking for actual improvement and stuff like that. It was funny.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much you make teams or whatever, or
I don't make the
like,
teams. The people decide to make the teams themselves. But when they decide to make the teams, they choose if they want me to help them or not. And I only help like if I'm allowed to help. So I chose they chose me for a few of them, and since I was there, it's like, okay, I'll accept these. Like it was a C through G, and I was only able to help C through E. So I didn't get to help F and G because those are the really low division ones, and they don't get as far because there's too many things that I have to do for them as 5, whereas C, D, and E is not as much. Instead of I focus more on strategy for them instead of mechanical errors for F and G. You get it?
Yeah.
Because if they're all silver, I'm gonna be focusing more on mechanical play than and then the chess play. So that's you know.
With me, I mean, you taught me like 2 mechanical things just to click closer to my champion or whatever.
Yep.
And it's not that's not really that taxing, but it's more
Well,
like
it's taxing. It's taxing for you because you're not gonna get used to it like the first 10 games. So it as it is, it's just actual. It takes practice.
But believe me, I'll probably get a lot faster than most people just because I actually had no idea. Like I didn't really realize that would be even relevant. But there's a lot of keybindings and stuff in Starcraft that I had to memorize and stuff. And I'm telling you, some of the stuff is very awkward to do because you have to switch. Like you only have like when you have a mini map or whatever of League or whatever, and you pay attention to that. But I have to look at like 8 different places at once for Starcraft just to see this is his army, this is his resources, this, and you have to micromanage a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I spam a lot of clicking, and that's probably why I click so far away because I'm used to I have to click far away from Starcraft, so it's probably a bad Starcraft 2 habit.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a lot easier just because I do realize like when I had to do a lot of key bindings and stuff like that for Starcraft 2, I practiced a lot, and eventually I just get used to it. So I'd probably be around around what you said, like 5 or 10 games. But I don't think I just need to realize that okay, I have to actually think about doing it. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, doesn't become instinct.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the main thing that I really want to try to get like ingrained in the brain, like at least right now, is every time I base, I buy a ward, no exceptions. Like I don't care if I need that one.
Yeah. This is just a thing. This will probably be like a thing as you go on. But yeah, sometimes like if you have no room, pick the ward first over your health pots. Usually it's a ward and 2 health pots to sustain yourself in the lane, especially on like supports. Junglers probably is also it's 2 wards generally, not 1 ward but 2. If you're backing like after your first clear with 3 buffs, after you upgrade your item, get a ward, 2 pots, and if you could buy another ward, buy another ward. If you could buy another pot, buy another pot. But spend all your gold most of the time, basically.
Actually, I did a clear for Nunu, and I'm like kind of testing it right now. But what I'm doing is I'm doing golems, red, raids, wolves, smite the wolves, and then I'm gonna base, and then I get my my jungle item, the red one. I don't know exactly what the name is.
Oh god.
I get the jungle item, pink ward, and like 2 health pots, and then I do my blue buff and my grump, and then I place my pink ward where the bushes, where the red buff is. Not actually like that bush, but like above the red buff. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try to always buy at least 1 pink.
I know. That's fine.
I always buy a pink when I'm jungling. And I place it defensively. I know there's a lot of people who place it like offensively in the enemy jungle.
Not the best option, but it's an option. It exists.
There's a lot of people who don't check pushes or whatever, but I rather just have that defensive ward because what that ward does, at least when I like looked at it, like from a strategic standpoint, was okay. So if I'm blue side, that means that if the jungler comes in for like a tri-bush gank or whatever from bot lane, that gets spotted instantly. And if the mid lane comes, that also gets spotted if they try to take that tri-push route. But I feel like it's better if it's on red side though. But if the mid lane tries to go to top or whatever through that path, because I see there's a lot of mid laners that go that way. Like I go that way because I feel like getting behind them is more effective than the tri-push, especially since bot lane seems to not ward tri as much as they should. They always try to ward like river, and at least that's what I like.
Depends on the side. Depends on the side and depends on the aggression. You don't always get both wards done in the right spot. Can you
also answer like one more question too?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm being nagged,
fine.
but in pro teams they always have they send two top or whatever, so the AD and the support or whatever, and they swap lanes.
Right.
And I remember way back when that was really viable because you could get an early tower because there was no like MR or magic resist or anything on the tower. Now there is.
Yeah.
But they still lane swap now. So I don't understand. Though I thought the whole purpose of lane swapping was to get that early tower, but you can't get that early tower anymore. So do you know like why that like the teams do that, or because I just want to know? Like,
what was the purpose? What is the purpose of of the current meta lane swap in response to the previous? So the previous lane swap, yeah, it was to get a fast push before they decided, hey, top lane tower is gonna have a shit ton of armor, so if you push bot lane tower, you're gonna kill it faster. So the reason why they swap lanes now is, does the matchup favor you? Oh shit! Or does the matchup favor him? Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Let's flip it over. So, your matchup is Nasus. Your opponent. Who do you hate playing against as Nasus? Probably Teemo, right?
Yeah.
So he's a lane bully. He's gonna fuck you up. He's gonna deny you farm. Now, if you swap lanes, you're probably gonna be denied farm, but you won't. But if you put your AD carry up there at top, you're probably gonna have your guy deny Teemo farm too. So you swap lanes to prevent yourself from getting.
All right.
So you swap lane to
that
not
actually makes sense.
to see this. It's basically a battle to see which top laner can get more CS while being denied. You get it?
Like okay, yeah, I get it. So like if I'm going Nasus top versus a Teemo, I'm gonna get denied CS anyways. So I might as well just go bot and have him get denied CS as well.
Yes.
Pretty much. Potentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Now the reason why they send roaming support. Now the reason why they send roaming supports, because usually it's a 1v1 lane. They have the supports roam because they want to kill. They want mid pressured and they want wards. They want wards in the jungle to keep track of where the fucking jungler is, so that when the lane swap is going on, they don't want a 2v1. They don't want the jungler to gank them out of nowhere and get a 2v1. That's why the support randomly leaves sometimes.
So see, I feel like though it's still a disadvantage. Like if there's a double bot lane, right, versus like me top, they still have the better objective control with Dragon. So
yeah,
like is that like a trade off? Like I just feel like sometimes it's just worse.
Well, sometimes you don't even transfer. The thing is, it's all competitive. It's all like mind games and stuff like that. Like in response, like you can just send your AD carry top and you can flip. You put your top bottom and it's 2v2 at bot lane, so you don't lose the dragon control at all.
Okay.
Because it's support top, so you have a tanky guy and then you have a support. You lose your ranged DPS, but like your ranged DPS is dealing with the enemy top laner, so it's tank for DPS. So they're squishier in terms on paper they're squishier. So that's where it comes out.
I know.
But it's all chess. Like this is all like mind games and stuff. Like not every single time. Sure, dragon control might be better, but what if we don't want dragon control? What if dragon control is so little importance to us that we don't really give a fuck? So let's go focus their towers instead and stuff like that.
Like I'd rather have the farm than that one dragon.
Yeah, I mean dragon doesn't give global gold anymore, so
yeah.
Or
but
experience.
It does. I mean, that staff off though, that one dragon staff off is actually pretty huge. Once it gets to, like,
the stack is good. The good thing is the stack, but like this is all on paper because like if the opportunity cost is bad, then they're gonna try to avoid it and stuff like that.
I mean, I know early towers are way better than the dragon troll, and I know also God, what was this one team? I don't know if it was CLG or Fnatic or something. I can't remember exactly what team, but they always prioritized the towers over Dragon, and they always just would get another tower and another tower and another tower instead of Dragon. So they were like down like 2 dragons, but they have like all the inner turrets.
Yeah,
So
I think there was a
I
game where
think-
CLG did that.
Yeah.
CLG
So
basically
I know,
got like 11 towers in a row,
Yeah.
and like didn't kill anybody. It was funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I know early towers are way better to get than an early dragon, but I also want to know too when should you take your tower, when shouldn't you take your tower? Is there like kind of it's like a standard?
It's not always like you must do it every time, but like if your laner's not there, punish them.
So
If they chose to roam, if they chose to roam, shove your lane, and if you can get that tower, get it, because what that does is not only when they roam, not only do they sacrifice all the CS in the lane, they sacrifice all the CS in the lane, and they're going for a 50-50 chance to get a kill. So then you can punish them, and if the 50-50 chance favors them getting the kill, then you take the tower so that your bot lane doesn't. Not only do they not tilt, but they get their gold, they get money, so that they have something to spend. They get some money. If they were already behind, they also get money too. When should you not take their tower? Well, if you're really fucking denying them hard, and you just proxy farm. Like if you're like 77 CS ahead of them or some shit, and you want to keep that lead up, and it just keeps going. They left their lane, but you can kill their tower at any time, but you want to keep denying them so that the creeps get it so low, then you just auto attack it for the last hit. This way you just you get CS and stuff like that.
There's a lot of people who don't take the tower, but that denies in the CS because the tower takes the CS. So that's I guess like also what I was like asking. So if they're not present in their lane, you still would take the tower.
You still shove it to the tower, but you wouldn't touch the tower yourself. You would never right click the tower.
Shove.
Yeah, you would just shove.
So you
would just shove and get to the next wave, kill the next wave, and let the tower deny the CS. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but also because when you take the tower, right, you put yourself in an unfavorable position because that means they're going to be closer to their inner turret, so they're safer when you shove the lane. So keeping realizing that like, can I keep pushing or should I just farm? Because like Nasus is a champion that like if he's going to keep farming, that means he's going to keep shoving. So because eventually the wave is going to build up and it's going to be too big, so it's just going to keep shoving. So if you've already taken the outer turret, that means you're going to be closer to the inner turret, and that means that's easier for you to get ganked. The enemy has more paths to gank you, so therefore I should have just left the outer turret, farmed in the middle of the lane, maybe closer to my tower, and that would have been safe.
Yeah, I always try to at least when I'm playing a farm heavy base champion, like okay, so my 2 main top roles are Nasus and Vlad. My 2 mid laners are Annie and God, I can't even think his name right now. Annie and TF are my 2 main mid laners.
Oh God, TF.
I love TF.
I know, I do too. It's just his skill cap is way too high.
To be honest, like I always hit my gold card.
It's not the cards that you need to hit. It's his lane. It's how you lane. It's how perfectly you lane. Look up Apdo. There's a reason why his Twisted Fate is like probably one of the most feared. Like he's kind of like Rek'Sai, and with the fact of like he might be a high base skill champion, and he is harder to play, but I dedicated a lot of time to playing him so I could play him at a reasonable good level because I find that champion interesting. So I feel I'm not really practicing. I'm having fun more along the lines. So I play those 2, and then my junglers I already told you were Mumu and Rek'Sai. My 2 ADs. Well, technically, it's really my only 1 AD. I don't AD that much. I don't really like ADing because your positioning always has to be there. People are always on your D. I always feel like I'm gonna die, but I try to play Jinx. For AD, and then my supports that I always play are either Leona or I play Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's fine.
What's crank is I don't know. I feel like he's a game changing support. That's why I play him. Because like one hook can just win you the game. I guess. Like if you don't land your hook, you're pretty much screwed. It's the only bad thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, and there is one thing too, and one of my games I always ban Morgana, because I don't. It's not the champion that I think is like OP whatever, you know, like Rise was or whatever. Thank God he got nerfed, by the way. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't handle Morgana personally. Like, is there any like kind of tips you have too to handling Morgana? Because
AD.
every time I play Morgana, every time I face against Morgana, I just lose.
Talons.
Well, I don't lose.
AD, Talon, Assassins. Zed doesn't do Ezreal. While you don't get pushed, you can trade effectively because you know magic and stuff like that. But like mostly just AD based AD based mid laners.
I
Even
mean,
Corki,
I really don't
even
see
Corki
Morgana.
works.
I don't really see Morgana though in the mid lane that much.
Keep an eye out on the fact that she's also short range, so long range people fuck her over. Caitlyn.
Okay.
But that's
'Cause
bot lane.
really-
That's bot lane matchup though.
Yeah.
It's more bot lane matchup.
Well, I mean, that's the trouble I have the most is the support Morgana, because it's not really when I'm in the laning phase. It's more along the lines as when I'm a jungler. I feel like I can never gank that stupid black shield is dumb. Like,
Okay, so
I
here's the
don't-
thing. Here's the thing. She only black shields one target, so target the other person. She black shields herself, target the AD. If she black shields the AD, target her. And you have to if you're Rex side, do it psychologically. E in, but don't W. If she spell shields one person, you flash W the other person. She has to flash in response
Okay.
or she dies. It's just a natural thing. Special did it in a game. It's a mechanic. It's a game knowledge and a mechanic at the same time, because you have to keep an eye out on the fact that the moment you flash W, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position because you've already burned your flash in order to get a chance to engage. Because they might respond with not flashing and killing you, and your team might respond with not killing the people. So it's a risk, but it can be rewarded.
Did you look at the Rise nerfs or whatever, or the patch notes for
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
I didn't look at them yet though. Well, I did look at them, but do you think the Rise nerf was actually going to be? Is he still going to be relevant? Like, because I think he's still going to be.
Yeah,
relevant.
he's gonna
still
be
gonna
relevant.
really,
Just
really good.
it's gonna be harder for Rise
'Cause
players. It just takes longer, and the payoff isn't as good and stuff like that.
Like, what champions do you think need to be like buffed, like in the top lane? I guess.
Buffed?
Yeah, buffed.
Give me some Renekton buffs. That'd be great because I play the champion and stuff like that. Probably Renekton and Vladimir. Those are the only two I would say, because those
you really
are the ones I
think
play.
Vladimir needs buffed?
It's because his laning phase is weak pre 7 to 9ish. After that, he starts getting stronger, but also because he gets wrecked by melees really easily.
He does.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I
Master
never
Yi.
get maybe.
You've never played against a really strong. You've never played against a Diamond 1 Master Yi named Calcep before.
Oh my, Cowsep?
Yeah, he's a really good
I've
Master Yi.
watched his stream before.
He's destroyed people like
He's
me on
just-
Master Yi.
He trolls so much.
Yeah, but not when we're playing in the Korean servers. That's crazy.
Oh, you played in the Korean service before?
Yeah, we played against each other. I was like, shit, I'm up against Calcep, and I was like, I swear to God, I'll just play like a point and click champion. And I thought he was jungling. He played top, and it's like, and then like I just laned against, like I did fine early, but then once he hit 6, he abused the power spike. I'm like, fuck. And then after that, as not only as Calcep, but he snowballed. He built a troll item against me, Hex Drinker and Mercurial Scimitar, guaranteed that I deal 0 damage no matter what. And he knows that I build a Visage and I get the 40% thing, so he knows that my armor spike comes late, so he just keeps diving me and like trolls me with dance moves and meditates and shit like that. So,
Are you kidding me?
yeah, so it's like
That's
really
kinda
annoying. So he knows what he's doing. It's just he looks like it's a joke, but like he knows what he was doing the entire time. And from my end, he's like, fuck, he's just annoying me, but he knew what he was doing, so I have to commend him for that.
He's like the Dyrus Singed, pretty much.
Sorta, yeah.
I got you. So he pretty much just built MR just to counter you only specifically. He's like, I don't
Well,
even
I
give
mean,
a shit
our
about
team comp had like Morgana support too, so that was annoying. And then our team comp mid lane was Corky, so like there's enough magic damage for him to reasonably build armor. The hard CC was the Morgana binding that he wanted to cleanse out, because if he gets caught by the Morgana binding, then he's gonna die. So
Yeah.
he's gonna use Mercurial Scimitar instantly to cleanse it off. So it was like the smartest decision for him to rush Mercurial
Like
Scimitar.
he got that in the laning phase though.
Yeah,
Like,
he didn't even buy Blade of the Rune King or anything, but he went full attack speed runes to make up for his damage deficit. Or I mean damage speed deficit.
but since he's melee and since you're ranged, like, shouldn't you be able to just Q him to death pretty much?
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
Okay, so I queue, but the thing is, I have it. My queue goes on something called cooldown, and during the laning phase, I don't have 40% cooldown reduction. So like pre 9, you know, like when he was 6, he wrecked me. So like, let's see, what's my cooldown reduction for Vladimir Q? And I didn't have 40% cooldown. At most, I had like 10. So like the cooldown is very very long. So it's like, yeah, it's like if when I max it out, like if I get to 9, it's like 4 seconds. That's short and everything. But like level 1 to like 3 and stuff like that, it's like 7-second cooldown. It takes
maybe,
too long, you know. And he has
maybe
his
I
auto
just
attacks are fast. With all he had was MR, and everything else was attack speed. So he just started swinging early, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So I had to sit back. Because I knew he'd
like
get
maybe,
all in me at any minute. Plus, he didn't run teleport. He just ran ignite. So I
oh,
get
okay. So he
my
had the
healing
kill
gets.
power.
Yeah, he wanted to kill me. So yeah.
Like every time I play Vladimir, like in the top lane, like I feel like I just wreck on
You
melee.
do
So
crush
maybe,
most. You do
maybe
crush most matchup. There's I know, but there are some matchups that like you can crush, but like they'll crush you too. So just keep an eye on those. Rumble,
like I
for
just
example, is a problem. If a good Rumble will know exactly what to do against you.
maybe I'm just not facing good people, I guess, and they don't know how to. Because I feel like every time I see a Vladimir pick, it's just when he Qs, that's your opportunity to like jump on him because he doesn't have that healing factor anymore, and you try to just kind of ish all in him, or you try to trade him as much as possible at the early levels because you're never gonna out sustain a Vladimir, obviously, but. Like, I don't know, every time I play top lane, I can just queue people for free and I never get punished. Like, maybe I'm just facing against bad-ish people. Or I wouldn't like to call them bad. I would just say, like, inexperienced players. But, I don't know, I feel like every time I play Vladimir top, I win my lane. And, like, sometimes, like, if I know the lane match is going to be good, I actually go amp tome 1, and I have TP flash. And if I really do get low, I just TP back to lane. And I get health pots or whatever. Like, I don't know, cause the help, you get help from your passive or whatever. You get AP.
Yeah, it's like a
But like
trade-off.
I feel like if it's like Amtome 1 is a really aggressive start, but if I'm always facing a melee, like I was facing a Jax like 2 days ago, and I went Amtome 1 and I like wrecked him. Like I don't know how to say it, but I feel like a matchup that would give me trouble, I would go Boots 4 or Doran's Shield, but I don't know. Like, what kind of things do you build early on Vladimir? Because usually I like to go Flask 3, but you're not going to go Flask 3, obviously.
Will of the Ancients, Rush Ionian, Rush Spirit Visage. Get 40% CDR plus amplified healing. Zonia's, Luden's, Death Cap. You're done.
So you don't get Liandry's at all?
Never.
Never.
Like almost never, unless they have like 3 or 4, like if it's that effective. But mostly Luden's is what I build because the consistent damage like just is there. I also don't get Rylai's or Void Staff
No, why not Void Staff?
because I don't really care. But because by that time I'm like I've farmed so much that I should be strong enough to carry the game, like simply just because I have 40% CDR and I'm dealing consistent damage. I don't need to penetrate them if I'm constantly dealing damage with EQ W, get up, EQ W, then get up, EQ Zonia's, then get out of Zonia's, EQ pull again, then get up, then EQ again. It's like constant damage that you're doing. You should be able to instantly delete the AD carry with like probably 2 EQs or deal a shit ton of damage to zone them out. Then after that you can focus the tank last and you out sustain them anyway. Void Staff is
Okay.
only prevalent if it can really like pierce through the MR like more than if it can pierce through more than like 25 to 30 MR, get Void Staff. But otherwise,
So you don't
you don't need to worry about it.
You don't get Abyssal at all?
No. Oh God, no. You gotta that requires you to be extremely aggressive.
Really?
Yeah, like extremely aggressive. I mean, like this is more of a you have to be in the center of them rather than in one direction of them because if you're zoning the AD carry, it means that you won't be zoning the other parts of the team. So the Abyssal Scepter, while it may only affect the enemy AD carry, it's not going to affect the tanks. Like the Abyssal Scepter, while it is good, like the flat magic resist isn't really going to help you because like it's like it's kind of like building. Like what's another? It's kind of like building Frozen Heart. You know, it doesn't give you the health that you need to survive. Like the Abyssal Scepter is bad. The AP that you get from the AP that translates to health isn't that much. So you're still gonna get wrecked anyway.
I know. When I play Mumu all the time, I get Abyssal like 99%.
Yeah, no. The reason is because he's gonna root them, and he's in the like. See right there, he's in the center of them.
Yeah.
Because you're in their face. That's the thing. Yeah. And the range of Abyssal Scepter isn't as long as it used to be. It used to be 1K. Now it's like 600, probably 500 because they nerfed it again. In about like a season ago or something like that.
I try to. Here's the thing too. Also, I try to when I play Annie mid.
No Abyssal. I swear to Lord.
No. I never get Abyssal with Annie mid. But if I just go full ham damage, pretty much.
Yes.
I never. You might disagree with this, but I never get Rod of Ages. Like, I always try to go Lunen's Echo first, if I can afford it. And I don't know, I've always liked Lunen's Echo first. And I know everyone
highest win percent core build. Highest win percent core build. Rush Lunen's Echo, Deathcap Zonya's Void Staff Vitalize. Most frequent core build is Roa. Reason why is because this just gives her sustain in lane and damage and stuff like that. It's fine if it like there's nothing wrong with not going Roa, but just keep in mind that Vitalize is also existent and you can also get a bad defensive item too. The reason why is because Banshee's Veil is also like it's just that like when people decide to focus you like if you don't have the Rod of Ages, you don't have that extra HP because when they focus you, you want to Zonias as fast as you can. So if you can't survive their burst, you might not be able to get your Zonias off. So if you can survive that little burst, you get your Zonias off, then they have to stand there for 2.5 blank seconds doing nothing while your team focuses the guy who's sitting on you. And if you're lucky, you can probably flash away and then like drop some spells or maybe drop a stun on him and stuff like that. So this just a Rod of Ages is survivability, and it's sometimes it doesn't like you don't say never because like there are some lane matches where I think I should get some HP here and stuff like that too. So keep in mind that it's always matchup dependent.
I know when I'm behind, I try to I get like Lunen's Echo and I try to get Void Staff just to try to compensate from being behind. Or I get like another Doran's Ring or something. So was that okay to actually like rush a Void Staff to try to get more power? Because I know that's what Bjergsen does.
You have to think about how much magic resist they have and if that would benefit you more. Like because like your damage might not even go up to be able to get a kill or something. Because if you're behind, you want to get a kill to get all that money back. And if the Void Staff is there, it's not. And like the magic resist that drops is not as effective as if you were to just get a straight up raw damage. Then just don't do it because raw damage is better.
Like I know, like getting a second Doran's Ring will put you farther behind, but sometimes I just feel like
it's a safer route. And this is also again safer route. Rod of Ages. That's probably why.
Maybe it's like every time I go back with Annie, like getting Lunen's Echo is really awkward. I don't know if you like think that, but every time I try to go, like I don't have 1,600 gold to get Needless. Like I always have to get that stupid movement speed Will-O-Wisp crap item.
I play any support. So I play any support. I have to get Ludens, so I know.
Like. I don't know. I always try to get the amplifying tome and then another Doran's Ring, and then potions and then like 2 wards, and I feel like that's always like better at least for me, at least for the killing potential, because like my level 6 all in is typically better than most level 6 all ins from any mid laner except maybe like LeBlanc. which I hate that champion, by the way. Way more than Teemo. I hate LB. She's a dick.
Just pick Kassadin.
I don't know how to play Kassadin, though. I'd rather play a champion that I know
Way
how
too
to play.
skill. Kassadin's higher skill cap than Twisted Fate. Jesus Christ.
Is he? Yeah, he is.
It's not as. It's like even higher. It's just as high as, because if you don't survive the laning phase, it's game over. The first thing is survive the laning phase on Kassadin. Kassadin is just he's an
But if you do,
anti-mage.
If you do survive the laning phase, it's pretty much GG though.
No, I mean you still don't win after that. Do you have all your items? No, because you need Ludens. You need your Ludens. You need your Roa to stack up and stuff like that. But you don't always deal the damage necessary, because he doesn't deal that much damage unless unless he has a lot more items. So if you survive the laning phase but you have no farm, because it's hard for him to farm if you're barely surviving the laning phase, you're gonna take a longer time to get your items, so you delay your spike. So that's the thing.
I know.
Late game, he just rift walks a lot, and that's it.
He just rip walks and easy with that pretty much. But doesn't he have like the best team fighting?
Yeah.
Out of any mid laner?
Well, not the best, but like very strong. You can just.
Who would you say has the best team fight out of any mid laner?
Out of any? Jesus, there's a lot. There's Ahri, there's Xerath, Victor's great, Orianna, Cassiopeia.
Actually, here's another question too. Who is actually? Do you think that's Who do you actually think has like is kind of? I hate to say like better, but like if I want to play a long range like mage champion, right?
Xerath.
Who should I pick? I know that's what I'm getting, but should I pick Xerath or should I pick Ziggs?
Ziggs pressure is harder than Xerath, but the thing is, Ziggs is heavily mana dependent, and Jesus Christ, his mana costs are very annoying. I think I swear to God, one of them got buffed recently. I think it was Ziggs. I don't remember. One of them got either buffed. Yeah, so probably Ziggs. He has. Okay, let me think. Everything Ziggs can do, Xerath can also do. Thing is, the difference is that one has a bouncing skill shot and and an AOE thing. One can zone better, though. Ziggs can zone better, but Ziggs can zone better and poke equally well. There's a reason why he can zone better is because of the E. Just drop that minefield, and if they dare run through it, they're fucked. But otherwise, he also has an escape. Xerath is just for long. Xerath is like heavier, like more frequent Qs and stuff like that. The wave clear is just as good. I like Xerath because I just like Xerath in general. So.
You like Xerath?
Yeah, I prefer Xerath. I don't like Ziggs.
I don't know. If I played like Xerath or like a wave clearing champion, I feel like I can never carry like ever.
Oh, it kind of depends on your siege. Like the other day, I was just playing Xerath and like lane phase is even, get some ganks off, that's fine. But all I did was just wave clear, and the team just like engaged as soon as I got a stun off. I guess that's what Xerath is good at. He has a form of hard CC, whereas Ziggs doesn't have hard CC unless you knock him into a wall, which is actually a form of hard CC.
I don't know. I know. Can you actually let me actually type this in a message. So who's that Twisted Fate person that you said that has a god like Twisted Fate?
Apto.
Because I can't remember. Apto?
APDO.
Type that in? Okay, wait.
Apto's account is, I think, what the fuck, is it dope? I think it's Dopa on op.gg. Is it DOPA? Yeah, he's challenger right now. Dopa. 74 games played, 86% win rate.
Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, he's 64 and 10. He started out at Diamond 3.
Jesus. That Twisted Fate.
Yeah, he's probably, like, I'd say it's a world class. Like, I don't think it's solo queue heavy though, so the reason why most of his things work is because it's solo queue.
Like, why don't we see Twisted Fate in competitive play anymore? Like, I still think he's really good.
We do. He was recently in a competitive match with Gravity versus one other team. It was a recent match. The reason you don't see him more is because he's prone to being killed and murdered fast in lane. So if he can't survive the laning phase, it's kind of hard for him to come back. And while he may be able to help other laners, other laners can also help too. Like what I mean is like yeah, he can teleport to a lane and come down and shit, but you know, Ari can do that. Ari can just walk down and ult and shit. Same thing.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
yeah, so if I kill Twisted Fate in lane, I can roam faster than he can, etc. etc.
I know. I noticed there's a lot to Twisted Fate to take Ghost and Flash, and I always take Flash Ignite like this guy does.
It's variant. He changes his spell based on the game. He has exhaust in some games too, as you can tell.
Yeah, I would guess that's against assassins, just so he can live. I guess.
There isn't really an assassin on their team, but one game where he takes exhaust, there's 280 carries or there's 380 champions and a Shen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. I know he's a really good late game scaling champ though. Like his late game is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I really like him as a champion too. Well, he won cleanse on one. Like man, he does like all these different summoners.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you? I know there's a lot of preference between barrier and heal, and that's mainly between the mid lane.
It's because
But
Ignite.
What would you like recommend?
I always take heal. I don't like barrier. Like ever in the entire history of life, I usually never take barrier. Just because it's weaker.
Not even when when barrier was super popular with AD.
When barrier is more powerful than heal, barrier was a thing. But when heal became more powerful than barrier, most of the time heal was just preferred.
So heal is better than barrier, pretty much. Essentially. Okay.
Like the thing is, like yeah, you can like barrier will protect you from ignite, but like like the heal is just the move speed is you can assist. Not only can you save an ally, but you can also assist. You can also get a free assist, so that's money. You can get free move speed for both of you guys, so that's also assist and money and stuff like that. You can save a friend, you can deny opponent money, etc. etc.
I know there's this one. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, you can also win trades with it too by baiting the proper heal and stuff like that. The only risk is grievous wounds, and that's it.
I know there's this one Vayne that's like, I think challenge or whatever that he only plays Vayne and he always uses exhaust.
Prototype.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him for using exhaust.
Like I don't understand. Like why wouldn't you use heal for survivability?
He's a good Vayne to be able to be that confident in his Vayne, but also because exhaust wins trades, so you never expect the double exhaust. Because that completely shuts an opponent down. Because their damage output for the next 5 full seconds is completely mitigated. Like 2 exhausts.
Stack?
No, the duration doesn't stack. You just have to time it right. If you if someone exhausts first, 2.5 seconds plus another 2.5, you can have up to 5 seconds of denial. Plus their armor and magic resist is reduced, and their damage is dealt is reduced by 40%. So they're essentially losing so much damage.
Plus, that's a kind of a form of self-heal as well.
Yes. Get off of me. Slow down. Get off of me. Blah, blah, blah. Even
though Vayne is pretty good at healing for herself. But, I don't know. I tried playing Vayne. I played Vayne once.
It's hard. It's annoying. Sometimes I don't like coaching Vaynes, but they just do it. It's just an ego thing.
I don't know. I played Vayne, and she's fun and all, but...
learn the game before you play Vayne. Shit.
Yeah, I rather just play Jinx because all I need to do
safe champion. Yep, safe champion.
All I need to do is she's kind of like Tristana, because you just have empowered autos, and I mean the only thing that I wish she did have is an escape, because she's if a Malphite gets onto you or something and also you're pretty much fucked. But but she has a really good laning phase though. I think she has a great laning phase. I don't know. I feel like for a hyper carry late game, she has the strongest laning phase out of all of them.
Yeah, she's a pretty strong laner aside from Urgot probably and
Graves.
No, not Graves. Lucian.
See, I try to play Lucian, but I don't know. I can't. I lose my mana all the time.
Yeah, that's why you have to conservatively play him. Good Lucians don't harass endlessly with all their mana.
I mean, I was thinking about going crazy. How there's the blue build as thing or whatever.
Yeah.
It takes forever. The tier of the goddess. I was thinking maybe that would work with Lucian. Yeah, it didn't
Oh
really work
Lord.
that well. It did not work well. It was funny, but I mean, it doesn't really count with whatever. But I felt like, might as well just try. Yeah, I did absolutely zero damage. I was more of a hindrance to my team than anything else. So I'm pretty inexperienced with AD except for Jinx. Like I played Jinx, I think, for 1 week straight. Nothing but Jinx. Like only Jinx. So I can get really good at Jinx. So if I ever have to play AD, you just pick Jinx and be okay. But the only bad thing is if someone else picks Jinx on the enemy team, I'm kind of screwed. But can't really do anything about it. But I should let you go, man. I'm sorry. I kept you
The
way too
5
long.
workers.
Whoa, noise. Okay. Yeah. So oh my god, this entire 2 hour, this is actually the longest recording I probably have all day, but
I'm so sorry.
this
That's
2
my
hour,
fault.
this 2 hour, 20 minute roughly call and everything, all the information will be uploaded
Oh god.
on YouTube probably in a
So
few
much
days
information.
because the upload speed at my home internet is not that good.
like-
You're already following my Twitter. That's pretty much the only thing you need to follow because as soon as it's up, it'll notify. It automatically tells you when the video's up if you actually do keep track of what I say on Twitter and stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah. So
I mean, you can always probably, if you want to keep the video shorter, you can always just cut like, I would say like half of it, like just when we end the game or whatever, and you talk about like some of the
Yeah.
stuff because we kind of like wandered off from the topic.
yeah,
To be honest, I'm sorry. I wanted to just know more about, I guess, the game. Considering, I mean, my gameplay was like okay. Like you did find some things that were like standing out or whatever, but it was kind of just like half the game was just farming. So.
yeah.
I mean,
There's
that's
nothing I
kind of
can
what
say about that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, like CS better. Like,
Yeah, like what am I supposed like can anyone else tell you that? Yeah, great. They're also a coach. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. But that'd be awesome. Like, when do you think you could coach me about this next game? If
Probably shit. Probably sometime next week.
okay, all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I have stuff to do like for a while.
Oh, that's no problem.
If
man.
it's not next week, then it's like the week after. It's like the July 4th, like after the July 4th weekend, because that's like convention stuff.
Okay. So
Yeah.
pretty much like as a recap, it's pretty much just move closer to where my champion is.
Yeah,
Correct.
direct input.
Direct input. If I'm top lane, they do the TP with the jungle wolves strat or golems, whatever they do, like
Shove
what I
the lane.
did. Shove the lane.
Yeah, this deny. Not only does it deny CS, but it also puts you ahead.
And then was
in
there
terms of
anything
gold.
else that
Ward
really
control,
stood out?
just purchasing wards more often every time you back, because you didn't buy as many wards as I thought
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
And then teleporting. This is a mechanic. Teleport. When you teleport, you should shop immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you remember that, like when you
I
you did
remember.
4 seconds of like standing still when you could have just like instantly teleported back to because that means he
Yeah.
can just push the lane and he probably made you miss like okay it's 1 CS but like more CS is piling up on the tower so you're probably gonna lose more.
Yeah. Exactly. And then specifically with Nasus as a champion, do not spam E like I did.
Yeah, don't spam me because just you want it's not for the trading. It's like more of like
Yeah.
the chasing and stuff like that. You use it for guaranteed kills and team fight because you know that your team will do more damage if their armor is reduced and shit like that. But for trading, it's not really as effective. Sure, you get more healing and stuff, but that's not really important.
And then max E and
Yeah,
only
actually,
max W.
I thought Max E was good, but like Max W isn't really as effective because you're not going to be joining people in team fights as often.
So max W, if they're like a Z top or something like that, I would assume.
Or if they're attack heavy, like auto attack heavy.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So
Don't
like,
always build frozen. Don't always rush Frozen Heart as a core unless they have like if they're if they're like heavy magic, you don't want to get Frozen Heart. You might even not even need Iceborn. You just get Triforce and like what. Like
so you
armor
recommend
items,
getting
like
Iceborn?
Iceborn, yeah, I recommend getting Iceborn in that game because they didn't have auto attack heavy champions. So instead, you can just chase the no escape not top laner. Their mid laner was not Talon. It was
Oh, I can look it up right now. It was
I know that their jungler was a Munos.
Yasuo.
Yeah,
It was
so
Yasuo.
Yasuo, well, he doesn't have an escape. Like if you're chasing him, he can't really eat their minions, and he it's good if you slow him and shit. But like the Iceborn itself is provides you armor, provides you a sheen kind of proc thing, provides you cooldown reduction, and it's not a frozen heart. Because the Frozen Heart would only be useful because you reduce their attack speed. So you're not using the entire Frozen Heart to your advantage. So Iceborn's okay to chase them down and zone them.
So you would recommend instead of you would get Frozen Heart and then Iceborn Gauntlet instead of the Triforce?
No, I would no. Oh God, you lose a lot of value for all three items if you buy that.
Because I was like, you need the sheen, so
yeah. So you only need the sheen once. So if you buy it, if you in that game specifically, if you bought the Frozen Heart, you don't need to buy the Iceborn, but Trinity Force is okay. So the sheen is there. If you bought Iceborn, you don't need Frozen Heart or Triforce because the sheen is there.
Okay, I just thought like I get it.
Yeah.
So, but
you can't use all three because they don't stack and you lose everything. Yeah. You lose like 3 of the passives.
Do you get cooldown reduction with Iceborn?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, 10%.
Alright.
Also get AP, but that doesn't matter because Sheen also gives you AP. Triforce also gives you AP. Like it's like it doesn't matter. Like really, it's like no reason that it should matter.
So if they're not heavy auto attack based, then get
Iceborn.
Get Iceborn Gauntlet. Yeah. If they are,
then if they are, then you get Frozen Heart.
Now, what's your preference on the own record? For Nasus?
Oh God, I don't even touch that item. That's the thing. It's like it's not an item that you should like focus your attention on.
Oh, I know.
Because by the time you if you get it, like it's mostly for fun.
Because Searches gets own record.
Searches gets own record, but like he tower dives, so that's the thing. If you really want to tower dive, you can feel free to get it. Like if you really want to have some fun and like mess with like if you're ahead, especially if you want to mess with them and like kill them under tower, if you're confident in your Nasus, get some own record.
I mean, because
it's not a bad item. It's not a bad item.
Yeah, he said he said in his exact words, it's the perfect item for Nasus, which I don't believe that, but like. I mean, it does give you the cooldown reduction. It gives you everything that you really need. So, I mean, it's actually not a bad item to go. But I just feel like I'm never like Searches is always just like full ham mode. Like after like 15 minutes, he just like goes in and like that's not my style. I just like sitting back and just farming. So I don't think that like that would be the choice for me because I don't really dive anyone, but. So I just always get Iceborn Gauntlet and I rush that, right? Just completely rush it, or do you? Or should
you don't have to rush it. Just kind of think about what kind of things that their team comp presents, and if it's like, okay, maybe armor is okay for now. Okay, maybe damage is okay for now. Okay, maybe magic resist is okay for now, and I can get Iceborn later.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Like for Vladimir, you don't want to get Rush Spectre's Cowl when they have like no magic damage. Instead, just get the Kindle Gem for the 10%, and then finish the Spirit Visage later. Components are okay.
Like I'm also noticing too, not that many people get Liandry's Torment anymore, like ever. Is there a reason behind that, or?
I mean, it's like the damage isn't as high as the people think. It's like 1%, but it's like the burn takes time, and like it's like you can get better. You want to burst people down, and the constant damage. Mages usually now deal constant damage, so it kind of like reapplies the Liandry stack and all that. But like it takes like Liandry because as they get lower, it doesn't really do as much damage. It does zeros and stuff like that too. Because I believe it does zeros.
Because I legit, like, every single time, like, Haunting Guys is good, but, like, the item that it builds in Liandry is just not that good. Like, I don't know. I just don't see that many people build it, ever. Like, people say it's, like, the Blade of the Ruined King for AP, but it really isn't. I don't know. I just don't see that many people buying it, so... I feel like most of the time I always build...
It's more for percent... okay, this makes sense. Percent health magic damage.
So if they just have tons of tanks.
Rumble builds it. I know Rumble builds it. But it's better for like DOT kind of champions like Swain. That makes sense. Singe kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Teemo definitely makes sense. Rumble definitely makes sense because you're burning people constantly. Sejuani, the fuck? Cassiopeia makes sense. Dr. Mundo makes sense. Heimerdinger, not really. Fiddle, not really. Malzahar, not really. Misfortune, not really. Poppy, not really. Amumu, makes sense. Brand makes sense. Elise makes sense. She has oh yeah, so here's the thing. If you want, you pick Magic Pen on champions that have high base damage.
Okay.
In
Like
their
Mal's and
spells.
stuff like that?
Mal's, yeah. Mal's has high base damage, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently. Okay, then I guess he's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Then I guess
Yeah, he does.
Liandry's is good with him.
Mal's Elite. Mal's Elise.
Yes. Yep. Huh,
don't really
you do.
know
Yeah,
anything.
you do. Okay, I was wrong. Yep. High base damage because, you know, if you have high base damage and low AP ratios, then Magic Pen makes sense because, you know, you want your base damage to be maximized.
So
You can do it on Annie,
yeah. I rather see like I don't know.
but she has
for
better.
me, at
But
least,
she has her
yeah.
choices are better. Yeah, she has better options.
I just feel like I like playing Annie Glass Cannon because what you do is your flash is so important to your kit, and there's really nothing the enemy team can do about it if you just go flash Tibbers because it's so instant that most people can't even react to it. And if you go Glass Cannon, you just go alt, blow your load on like the carry or anyone or like the AP carrier, any kind of person that's fed, you just blow your load on them and then you just hit Zonias and it's all instantly a 4v5 at that point. So I'd rather not get Liandry's at all just because it doesn't help with your burst at all. And I feel like I only play Annie just to instant delete someone, like an assassin. But she's a mage though, so. And she never has mana problems ever, so. I don't know. I would never get Liandry's Torment on Annie, to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess the burning would be okay, but
Yeah.
like, I feel like my job is always just get distortion boots, flash, wombo one person, and then just win the fight. Because like literally, I feel like that Annie ult is just as good as like an Amumu flash ult into the team. Like it's so good. I don't know. Like I think Annie is like one of the best mid laners out there. I don't know why people don't play her that much. Like, I guess she's playing
Punished
more
in
the
lane.
support
She's punished
role,
in
but-
lane.
Yeah, but she still has a great laning phase though. Like,
Easily punished in
know.
higher elo. That's why
Is it
Anibot
really?
Anibot isn't Anibot's challenger, but he's not the best challenger. Yeah, it's easily punishable. Simply just push her to tower. Now she has to make a choice. Does she farm or does she lose her passive? So I guess she farms. She lost her passive. She probably missed CS too because if she can't Q properly, sometimes her damage is mitigated. She gets harassed under tower, etc., etc. A lot of factors, of course. Jungle gank. She's immobile. She stuns one. She can't stun the other, etc., etc.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I guess there's this one person that said that in the lower elos that whoever starts the fight first usually wins, like engages the fight first if you're even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
It's
it's
probably dependent.
But I mean, I don't know. I've never had trouble laning against anyone as Annie so far. I guess so. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. I know. I have like a lot of like. There's a couple of my friends that are plat, and they actually did say that. I was kind of getting frustrated because I was playing Annie or whatever, and like I'm actually getting fed. You know, I'm doing my job, and then just got just like the toxic bot lane just AFKs, and then I lose obviously, and then I played another game, and I think this is why I don't play ranked as much because I don't get as frustrated. You know, if like people are toxic towards one another. I hate toxic players. Like I always report them like every single time. Like, it just makes me aggravated. And I usually if I can sense that they're toxic. Usually what I do is I just mute everyone, just every single person. But I feel like I lost I think 5 games in a row or whatever. So I was like gold 1, like I was almost to my plat promos and then I like lost everything and it really was, and I'm not stretching the truth, but it really was like AFK
And then I remember one game, like our bot lane went like 0-15. And literally, I looked at the replay. I was like, what could I have done to like help them or whatever? But literally, like 1 minute in, Alistair just dives. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to do at that point, you know. And then I kind of realized that like some games are just unwinnable. But I don't know. I think that's why like I try not. I don't really want to play rank because I don't really feel like dealing with some people. But my one plat friend, he told me, he's like, you're good enough to play it. You're good enough to be plat. He said, but you need to grind it out, like every other person. Like I knew you had to grind it out, right? Because
Yeah.
you never get diamonds initially when the season starts, right? You
Yeah.
always get plat, right? So you
Yeah.
got probably like plat 1 or something, or
Yeah.
so. I mean, he said no matter like how good you are, he's like you always have you will lose games no matter what. Like I don't know, like sometimes I feel like when I carry. Or like I have like a high KDA or whatever, and I lose. Like I feel bad like that I didn't carry or whatever, or I didn't do my job right. But if like I don't feel like I would I don't feel like I was playing. My Shyvana win rate's like almost 90%, but like I had awful scores or whatever, and like I don't feel like I deserve to win those games, you know. But I won them anyways. So I feel like people are like, oh yeah, your Shyvana's so good, when in reality it isn't. It's just I got like unlucky with like my Annie. Like my Annie is like I think 60% or something. My TF was way like really really good too, but I don't know. I just feel like I want to play ranked more, but I'm kind of at least like a little scared too, I guess, or anxious that I don't want to have to deal with like people. So should I just like mute everyone and just like pretty much did what you did and just ping and that's it?
My thing is like lagging a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just towards the end, but that's it.
Should I just mute everyone and just ping and stuff like that to not deal with like people?
Yeah,
or
like
whatever?
I don't even talk, so like the thing is the moment someone talks, even if it's praise, I kind of just like mute them immediately because it's kind of distracting. You can just like mute them at the beginning and leave it be and just play.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So do you think that's like a?
because that's what
it's
I
like
did, and
a-
I won most of my games. So
I just feel like sometimes I should communicate with my team, like be positive. You know, it's like we got this, guys, if we're losing or whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it causes more harm than good. But anyways, man, I'll let you go. I'm sorry.
it's all
Uh,
good.
But hopefully the video's like halfway done. Like it's like a gig, so that's why probably Skype is being dumb and taking forever. But I'll leave it up so it, you know, gets to your Skype or whatever. I don't know how it works, but also since you helped me or whatever, if you need any like if you already have any computer trouble or anything like related to technology or want to know what to buy or whatever, like come to me.
Yeah.
Like, cause I have like
Sometimes I have
I'm,
like retarded bugs and stuff on control panel and stuff, and like I can't solve it
Yeah.
through Google. Yeah.
yeah, like have no hesitation. Just because if you help me out or whatever, I'm an actuarial science major and my second major is computer engineering. I just graduated, so if you ever like need help or whatever, since you helped me or whatever, like I would definitely help you out. So if you ever have any trouble or whatever, I can help you out, no problem. So just make sure you just like tell me like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm having
yeah.
this trouble, whatever, so I can't like mind read your computer, but
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, thanks so much, man. I do really appreciate it.
No problem.
So you were a very awesome teacher or whatever, coach.
Thanks.
So
Catch you later.
all right, see you later, man.